9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Ladies and gentlemen of culture in Helsinki, Finland, this is Cage 54! Tonight's fight card includes 8 spectacular fights, and it's a combination of experienced fighters showing their skills and sensational talents, taking their first steps in the professional MMA career. In the main event, Finland's Tuomas the Train Grönvall will go head-to-head with the experienced Bulgarian Kostadin Fighter of Light, einem. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, illan vauhdikas ottelukortti on yhdistelmä kokeneiden veteraanien kohtaamisia ja kauan odotettuja ammattilaisdebyyttejä. Illan pääottelussa Helsingin Tuomas Veturi Grönvall hakee jälleen yhtä komeaa voittoa, tällä kertaa väkivahvaa bulgaarialaista Kostadin Eneviä vastaan. Illan ensimmäinen ottelu alkaa nyt. Cage 54, here we go! Illan ensimmäinen ottelu käydään painoluokassa 65,8 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this featherweight fight is Mika Moukari Sinkkonen. To the blue corner, Joona Hannula! Marko Sarasjärvi. To the red corner, Marko Sarasjärvi.
And now our red corner fighter making the walk, Marko Sarasjärvi. He's debuting in professional mixed martial arts tonight, but he's experienced as an amateur. Two-time world medalist under IMMAF rules. Excellent submission skills.
Yeah, Marko has a long background in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has a lot of experience in the amateur ranks. So even though he's making his debut, he's exceptionally strong, exceptionally experienced for someone who is just stepping first time inside the cage.
Right, yeah. That 0-0 record doesn't quite tell the whole story here.
Yeah, no, but he has dominated amateur ranks in Finland and around the world with his strong top game, excellent takedowns, and heavy top control.
Right, and you know, I think it's probably not out of the question to say that tonight we're expecting him to have a definitive advantage on the ground over Joona Hannula.
I agree. But when it comes to this matchup, it's like a classic striker versus grappler with Hannula, his Muay Thai experience, and then Marko is bringing that grappling heavy background and also the amateur world medal level experience. So this is a very, very intriguing matchup. Finn versus Finn. Always glad to see that here in Helsinki.
Marko Sarasjärvi.
Yeah, GB Gym versus Sisu Gym. Aggression and power in Hannula versus submission expertise here with Sarasjärvi. And here we have the tail of the tape. No definitive advantage for either man. Almost dead even all across the board. But Hannula, of course, does have that one fight more professional experience, meaning 3 5-minute rounds. Yeah.
Fighting up the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 1 win and no losses, weighing 66 kilos, representing GB Gym and Primus Fight Team, Joona Baby Hard Hannula! Fighting on the red corner, fighter with a professional record of pro debut. No wins and no losses, and this is his first professional fight. He weighs 66 kilos, representing Sisu Gym from Helsinki, Finland, Marko Sarasjärvi.
All right, here we have it. Sarasjärvi versus Hannula. Quite a beard on Hannula there.
Yeah, I heard Anton call it the pirate beard.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
So maybe he's coming to rob the victory tonight.
Yeah, it's fitting. He's got that steering, wheel on his back there. The yoke. Quick touch of gloves, and action is underway. Round 1. See who establishes the center of the cage here. Oh, early shot from Sarasjärvi.
As we established before, I think Marko has a big advantage in the ground, but I'm interested to see what Anton has come up, because they know Sarasjärvi very well. He used to train at with Primus Fight Team, and he used to grow at GB Gym, which is the gym that Hannula is now from.
Right.
So they're very familiar with his style, and they know exactly what he wants to do. So I'm sure, as you can see, Hannula defends well, and he's really prepared.
Yeah, able to get that underhook, and looks like a reverse of positions, but does Hannula have his hands locked?
I think Hannula was going for a little bit for an anaconda choke just to friend the position, and at least now he's on top. But you can't count Sarasjärvi out on the bottom either. Like I said, he has an excellent guard, excellent submission game. So very, very dangerous off his back too.
Yeah, I think already here threatening with potential submissions, perhaps an omoplata if he's able to sit out. You would probably know better than me, but definitely dangerous position to be here. Perhaps gogoplata even. Walk us through this.
Yeah, he's trapping Hanula's arm, going for the omoplata. And like you said, maybe looking at the gogoplata a bit, but Hanula is keeping his head down and pressure on top. But oh well, now Sarasjärvi got it locked, but the angle is a little bit bad for the finish.
He does have that body though. That's
Hanula slips out, but Sarasjärvi has a chance to get on top, and he's looking to take it back. Now Hanula needs to turn his back against the cage and prevent the back take, because Marco already has the one hook in, and you do not want to give the other hook and get the full back control.
Not where you want to be with 3 minutes left to go in this round. Alexei, what does he need to do in order to alleviate the danger in this position?
Hanula needs to start to turn his back on the mat or back against the cage and prevent the full back take. And
scrape him off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If he can do that, he can kill the angle for the choke. But like as you can see, Marco has the wrist control on the right side, which is now Hanula is doing the right thing. So he's turning against the cage. Oh, Sarasjärvi has I think he has his hands locked for an anaconda. We'll see if he tries to pull guard here and get the finish.
Yeah, can't quite see the hands there from this angle.
No. I think he's just maintaining the top position. Yeah. But this is Sarasjärvi's game. Like, he's good at controlling the position, wrist fighting, riding out the minutes, maintaining and winning rounds if you don't give up the submission. But a lot of opponents, they make mistakes, and like this, give out their neck and he latches onto it right away.
Yeah, not a place you want to be with a seasoned submission specialist. Definitely not. But that being said, this round, coming to a close rather quickly. Oh, this could be dangerous.
No, Sarasjärvi doesn't have his hand locked. No, that was well played from Hanula. Oh, good elbow from the top, yeah. Was able to get top position off the scramble. I think that was a little bit risky from Marco, like on Sarasjärvi's part, to dive for the guillotine.
And now this fight is back on the feet. And honestly, with Hanula's interviews, for instance, I've watched after his first fight, he didn't even bother wiping the blood off of his face. Just smiled through a mask of red. And when you talk to this guy, when you see him, you get a feeling that you get this impression that this is a man very comfortable with violence. So on the feet, I feel like that's a very dangerous spot to be, and I think that Sarasjärvi recognizes that, takes him down yet again.
Yeah, he's definitely winning the round and fighting an excellent fight so far. Making a few mistakes, few adjustments, but like he's overall ridden out the round and maintained heavy top control all the time.
What kind of mistakes are you seeing here from Sarasjärvi? Because
that one dive for the guillotine, and it's very risky with a striker like Hanula to just sit up and dive for the legs again. Yeah, he was successful at that, but if he gets a read or Anton from his corner gets a read on that, I'm sure he will capitalize on those kind of things.
Hanula just can't keep Sarasjärvi off of him. 10 seconds to go, very short time left in this, the first round of our first fight here at Cage 54. Hanula in a couple of dangerous positions there, but makes it back to his corner.
Yeah, but to be honest, I was impressed with Hanula's defense. Like, I've seen him train before, and he is predominantly a striker. And as we established earlier, Sarasjärvi has a distinctive advantage on the ground. Right. So, and he had to pull guard for the first time to get the fight to the mat. Yeah, he trained with an omoplata. He had one good choke attempt, but still, Hanula was able to survive, get his back on the mat, and round two, get his back on the cage, stand back up, and round two starts on the feet again. So.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Anton Koivunen there in Hanula's corner, what are you telling him?
I would tell him to, in any chance he gets, disengage from the ground. Force Sarasjärvi back to standing position. Like you saw that previously when he was kicking the legs, standing a bit too close, and Sarasjärvi just got up and back to grabbing him and forcing the grappling exchanges.
Easier said than done, of course, though. Sarasjärvi, a lot of forward pressure and just on him the entire time.
Yeah, definitely. And with the pressure that he brings when he's on top, is sure to take out the best pop in your strikes.
Absolutely. Second stanza set to begin. Quick touch of gloves from both fighters. Oh, that was a good pressure forward from Hanula now. After dropping that first frame, ostensibly, you got to think he's more eager now to keep things on the feet. Sarasjärvi in on a single leg. And he sits him down.
Good takedown in the middle of the cage. I think what helped Hanula in the first round was when he got his back to the cage and back to standing position. I think this is not where he wants to be with Marco Sarasjärvi.
And you know, this is a very tiring thing. You know, having to walk with another person's weight on top of you back to the cage in order to peel him off. What do we think about the gas tank here?
I think Marco is used to this kind of fight, so even if he gets tired, he's used to that. His opponents get even more tired when he's riding on top, like forcing the position. So even if he has to use strength, he's used to this kind of fighting. This is the style that Sarasjärvi brings to the cage, and this is the style that he's been successful in the amateur rounds before.
For Hanula, though, you know, what do you think we can expect here in terms of cardio output?
I think this is gonna tire him out a lot, especially now. And now Sarasjärvi threatening with the back take. Good hip control with the legs, already putting a pressure on the neck and gets the second hook in. Now he's cinching in the choke.
That looks locked in the knee. And that's a deep, deep squeeze. Let's see if Hanula is able to weather the storm. Perhaps slip. Yeah, there it does. Break the grip. And now he's turning in to Sarasjärvi.
Oh, Sarasjärvi can plan him out. Now, if ever, Sarasjärvi has a chance to ground and pound. But no, he pulls back to the back, trusting on his BJJ, hunting for the choke again.
As mentioned, Sarasjärvi does have that distinct advantage here on the ground, but Hanula is as game as they come. Doesn't look ready to even consider tapping here. Even when the choke was in.
Yeah, he's gotten under the chin a few times, but Hanula is just able to power out and protect it, like block the end of the choke, but now Sarasjärvi is deep in again. No.
You got to think with those hands getting locked nearly every single time here, and with that arm under or on the chin, it's only a matter of time, no?
Usually, yes, but Hanula is surviving very, very well.
Yeah, very good defense in that regard. Or survival, rather, as you mentioned.
Yeah, he's showing at least that he's very tough. And, like, Sarasjärvi is a high-level grappler, so he's defending well, surviving well. Well, he hasn't escaped the position yet, but...
Right, and, you know, over half of this round has now gone by. Under 2 minutes left, and you got to think that would probably put Hanula down 2 rounds at this point.
Yeah, if it goes like this all the way, there's still 2 minutes left, and Marco is hunting for the choke very aggressively. He still has 2 minutes to work, and when he gets top position on this, I would like to see him go more for the ground and pound, damage, and then try to build on the choke, because this is not just a grappling match. You can actually use the ground strikes to open up the choke attempts.
Yeah, and when Hanula was on top, he went right to work with that ground strike. It was, you know, only one short elbow, but this is more of what you want to see, I think.
And in my own experience, when you strike more on the ground, even when you just hunt for the submission, especially with the gloves on, hunt for the choke, excuse me, then with the gloves on, it's very hard to get it. It's hard, hand-to-hand fighting is tiring, and all the MMA fighters at this level who are fighting at the cage, they are tough. They are tough as nails. So open the attempt with the ground and pound, but now Sarasjärvi is squeezing with everything he has.
And Hanula doing his best to be unchokeable. That looks pretty locked into me. Oh, slipped out.
I think the hand slipped off from the bicep, so he couldn't get the proper pressure.
Okay.
Well, he has body triangle, 30 seconds to go.
Hannula turning to the side that's locked down, put a little pressure on that ankle. Tell me about that.
I think you can put pressure, but it's very difficult when you have a grappler at the level of Sarasjärvi to just put ankle pressure, try to ankle lock the guy when he controls your back. Like,
not at risk of finishing by any stretch of the imagination.
No. Maybe like a white belt gym tournament, you can catch someone off with that, but people who actually know how to play the body triangle, even if it turns on the side of the lock, it's still very difficult to finish.
Largely one-way traffic thus far in this fight between Marko Sarasjärvi and Joona Hannula. Here we have the single leg that sat Hannula down in good top pressure. A back take here. Wasn't long before he had both hooks in. Lots of submission attempts from Sarasjärvi. But Hannula did well to survive, you know, if not get off any of his own offense, unfortunately, but did, of course, weather that storm.
But he will definitely need a finish.
Absolutely.
In the third round.
And, you know, that's an exhausting, grueling thing, having somebody with such high-level submissions on your back, well, all over you, really. You got to think Hannula's best bet here would be a knockout.
Absolutely, and even if he goes to the ground, I think he needs to do what he did in the first round. Get to the cage, get your back against the cage, stand up, and return to your feet. But he definitely needs to make something happen in the beginning of this round.
Or flip around, get into the guard, and drop those elbows once again. So that was obviously not a super stunning show of force. It was at least a bit of offense. Good clinch work here from Hannula. Oh, and a heavy head kick. And another shot from Sarasjärvi.
Well-timed double leg on the kick, and again, middle of the cage. Now, this is gonna be very difficult for Hannula. I feel he needs to initiate a scramble early while he still has a little bit of energy, like he's doing, but he can't give out his back.
Yeah, Sarasjärvi is all over Hannula here. And at that level of exhaustion, which is obviously only natural when you've had that, you know, high-level ground opposition, you got to imagine this is definitely not where you want to be in the third round of a fight that has largely gone more or less this way.
Absolutely, and now that Sarasjärvi has the body triangle lock, he can put both hands on top of Hannula's shoulders and threaten the choke on both sides, round and pound, and be very offensive if he wants. And as you can see now, he has his hands locked well, but man, Hannula was able to gut this out before.
Yeah, there is no quit in Hannula, unquestionably.
Yeah, unquestionably.
Sarasjärvi now has maybe a little bit better of an angle, but no, decides to put that hand to perhaps better use, in his opinion, raining down a couple of shots to soften or loosen up Hannula. Very impressive debut for Marko Sarasjärvi.
Oh, Marko's working a bit of a hand trap, but no, Hannula worked it out. Like I said before, I would like to see, I know Marko doesn't want to take any stupid risks, but I would like to see him in these positions where Hannula turns a little bit onto his stomach, like turn on top, flatten him out, ground and pound. You still don't have to lose position. You can maintain the back and then hunt for the choke, instead of just controlling and riding out the position. But he's leading 2 rounds to none, so I think if he controls the back for the next 2.5 minutes, then I think the fight is his. And he is hunting for the choke very aggressively. So,
as I said, Hannula just proving maybe he's unchokeable here.
Maybe it's a pirate beard.
Yeah, it could be blocking that the crushing of that airway. You know, the big question here as we went into the first round was aggression and power versus submission expertise, and it seems pretty darn clear at this point that the submission expertise has won the day in this particular matchup.
Yeah, I think Hanula never had a chance to get his strikes off properly before Sarasjärvi was all over him, and landed excellent takedowns. And I think in rounds 2 and 3 has really shown his ground control, back takes, like excellent grappling on his part.
Right.
Like I said, in round 1, a couple of mistakes, lost position a few times, but rounds 2 and 3, none of those.
And you know, Sarasjärvi has been 1 or 2 steps away from a submission for a majority of this round. You know, just getting that kind of like arm across the neck and really locking that in. The threat has always been there. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody for more or less 15 minutes.
Yes, absolutely. It's tiring for Sarasjärvi too, but the pressure he can put with the body triangle on the gut and stomach area, and then also like threatening the choke constantly. It is tiring for the person that has to defend under the constant threat. And then if you add the ground strikes, like he does the 1-2 punches here and there, it's not fun. I can tell you, it's not fun to be there.
Yeah, 1 or 2 is enough. You know, it's even 1 hurts. Short time remaining in what is ostensibly a unanimous decision victory or potentially a submission victory win for Marko Sarasjärvi. Gotta be frustrated if you're Hanula.
Definitely, and if Hanula wants any chance to get back on this or try something crazy in this fight, he has to do it now. But honestly, I don't think there is anything he can do at this point anymore.
10 seconds remain. And Sarasjärvi, to his credit, going for that submission as hard as he can, even with these, even in short time. Hanula not having it. Did, unfortunately, get more or less dominated, but lots of heart on display.
Yeah, show great heart, but excellent fight for Marko Sarasjärvi. Great ground control, show what what he has been successful before in his career, translates just as well, if not even better, to the professional ranks.
Yeah, that was an incredible performance for a debuting fighter, and I mean, just dominant the entire time. Let's see what we have here. Good punch in from Hanula. A kick there, unfortunately, allows Sarasjärvi to time the takedown and sit him down, where he takes the back, and that was the story of this fight. Good back control.
Beautiful smooth back take, threatening the choke constantly.
Constant threat, yeah. Couldn't get Hanula out of there, but not for lack of trying, and I mean, not for lack of beautiful setup for a majority of the time. Just Hanula, tough as nails, as are, of course, all of these guys here tonight. Joona Hanula, only 26 years of age, with lots of time to improve and work on that ground game. Yeah. Sarasjärvi with that shirt got Sisu. It is very clear both of these fighters here tonight definitely do.
Yeah, 100%. And but yeah, I was overall impressed with Sarasjärvi's performance, and I look forward to seeing this young man again pushing forward in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. Very promising. If you could do that to
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we have the judges' scorecard for the decision. Winner by unanimous decision, Marko Sarasjärvi!
There you have it. A victory for Marko Sarasjärvi. Unanimous decision. And now we go to Velko with the interview.
Marko, onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto. Vielä pieni huikkana. niin pääsit kertomaan meille, että miltä mennä maistui.
Miltä maistui? Ihan hyvältä. Tarkoituksena on tietenkin aina saada lopetus, mutta joskus kun menee kalaan, niin pitää tulla liha tiskin kautta takaisin. Aina se ei nappaa, mutta parhaani tein.
Aika pitkään pääsit roikkumaan tuossa matossa siellä selkäpuolella ja hakemaan sitä RNCtä, mutta mitä luulet, kuinka lähellä se lopetus siinä oli?
No siinä alussa se oli aika lähellä, mutta siinä kolmanteen erään, kun alkoi kädet olla niin hapoilla, että ellei se olisi ihan ilmaiseksi antanut, niin ei se ole tullut, mutta yritin kaikkeni kuitenkin.
Vaikutti siltä, että halusit viedä ottelua tonne mattoon. Oliko se alun perin gameplanina?
Ei, mä ajattelin ihan pystystä vaan hakata niin kauan kunnes se tippuu. Mut sit jotenkin me aina päädyttiin sinne mattoon. Semmin vahingossa.
Tää oli pro-debyytti. Mitäs seuraavaksi?
No seuraavaksi on se toinen ammattilaismatsi.
Se oli hyvä vastaus. Oikein hieno ja onneksi olkoon.
Kiitos.
Marko Sarasjärvi!
All right, so I think you lost me after pretty good right there in the beginning. Why don't you give me a little hand here, Alexi? What did Marko Sarasjärvi have to say?
Marko said he tried to hunt for the finish, but couldn't get it this time, and promised that he'll be back. Don't know where yet, but when Velko asked what is next in his career, his answer was short and plain: second professional fight. So keeps pushing forward, and I'm eager to see where this young man ends up.
Yeah, absolutely. Specifically with such a beautiful performance. Absolutely incredible. Fantastic debut.
Toinen ottelu käydään painoluokassa 68 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this catchweight fight is Asse Hokkanen. To the blue corner, Misha Goriashvili.
KO power. We've seen it before. He's got a knockout to his record. He's got submissions too. 100% finish rate in fights that he has won. Flat out dangerous.
Extremely aggressive fighter. Like you said, 3 wins, only 1 defeat. As a professional, young, eager to prove that he can pull it off in cage and push onward to the big league, to the major promotions of the world. And he's a very big test for Emil Kurhala, who's one of the most highly touted prospects in Finnish MMA at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That is a tough test. And you know, you say young, 31 years of age, quite young, but Emil Kurhala, right? 24 years of age, if I'm not mistaken. So there's an experience factor at play here, but not exactly as you might think. Misha Goriashvili, 3-1, but how many amateur fights will Emil Kurhala bring to the ring? So that's an interesting dynamic. lot of experience in the cage between the two of them. And strangely enough, Emil at 24 has a majority of it, maybe. Nearly 50 professional fights.
To the red corner, Emil Kurhela! Fighting out of the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 3 wins and 1 loss, weighing 68 kilos, from Georgia, Misha Goriashvili! Fighting out of the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 1 win and no losses, weighing 67.9 kilos, representing 03 fight team from Riihimäki, Finland, Emil Kurhela!
Physicality could not be more different between these two gentlemen. You got the long and a little bit lanky Emil Kurhela, and then you have the just pure density of Misha Goriashvili. The power is quite apparent, but there is a distinct reach and height advantage here for Emil Kurhela. It'll be interesting to see, how this, how he does against such a physical opponent. He does have that experience in fighting against amateur fighters, but a lot of those guys are younger. They don't yet have, that fully developed strength. Another key question is, will Goriashvili's power be enough, and how does his conditioning hold up against Emil Kurhela, who we know is fast and can grind? He's winging those aggressive punches.
Good movement from Kurhela. Like I said before, I think Goriashvili will come on strong. He's gonna throw wide, powerful hooks with both hands. So especially the beginning of the fight, Emil has to be really careful of that strength and power of Goriashvili.
On full display already. He comes out charging like a bull. Very, very dangerous. Looking for that takedown. Kurhela doing his best to make sure he doesn't allow him to get it.
Kurhela is turning his hips very well, keeping his legs wide. So Goriashvili has trouble getting his hands together, so he can't get full power on the takedown, but keeping a heavy pressure and still keeping Kurhela's back against the cage.
Alexei, I saw a grimace on the face of Emil Kurhela as he attempted to kind of shuck him off and turn that corner. I'm thinking he's going to struggle a little bit with the strength of Goriashvili.
Now Goriashvili has his hands locked in, so he has a good chance of pulling the takedown, but good defense so far and good balance from Kurhela. And like I said, this is not the first time Kurhela has been in these positions with that amount of amateur experience.
Absolutely.
Oh, and he gets a top position. Good defense from Kurhela.
Kurhela was careful, used his balance, used that wide stance to make sure that Goriashvili didn't get him to the mat and was able to finally reverse. Beautiful. Very, very good awareness and fight IQ here from Kurhela, which you might not expect from a guy 1-0, but again, that amateur experience definitely paying dividends here.
Yeah, and this is where you can definitely see, like, Kurhela controls the positions calmly, looks for ground and pound positions. Like, he is very experienced and he knows how to play these positions. There's nothing he hasn't seen before.
Absolutely.
Except maybe the power of Goriashvili, like you stated before.
Yeah. That was pure fury, it looked like, you know? For however long the match stayed out in the open, that was a very dangerous spot to be in if you're Emil Kurhela. Oh, beautiful elbow there. Right elbow from Emil.
What Kurhela is doing very well is he's posting his right hand on Goriashvili's face and pushing it to the ground same time as he's posturing up and then dropping the elbow. Yeah. That way you control the distance all the time instead of just trying to smash the ground strikes.
Right. And it's good to see that there's, you know, this kind of intuitive elbow game for Kurhela because, you know, just previously having fought amateurs quite recently, you know, elbows aren't allowed there. But intuitively he grasps that. And intuitively, it seems, he moves right to top control in full mount.
Especially, you have to be careful of the explosion with short and stocky and powerful guys. Kurhela is keeping his hips heavy, dropping short elbows. He's controlling the fight very, very well so far.
Absolutely. And if I'm not mistaken, is there a small cut open up on the right eye of Goriashvili?
I can't really see from this angle. Well, at least that one short elbow landed very well.
Yeah, would not be surprised. And Kurhela, just like that, takes the back. Out of the frying pan, perhaps, but maybe into the fire. Very dangerous spot to be in.
And I think Kurhela is going for the neck on his left hand. He might have his hands together. And he gets the submission.
Just like that, the tap comes in the first round. That makes Emil Kurhela a two-time victor, two-time finisher. 100% finish right now for this young man, Captain Finland.
What an amazing victory for Emil Kurhela. Man, that was insane. First fight, 33-second knockout. Second fight, first round submission against a strong, powerful fighter like Goriashvili. Man, there is no limit where this young man can go in his career.
Indeed, yeah, it looks like the sky will be the limit. Extends his undefeated streak. 2-0 now in, I believe, just as many months, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He won his debut last month, and he's a contracted fighter to Cage at the moment, so we'll definitely see him later this year again.
Definitely looking forward to that. September will be our next event, and if Emil Kurhela is on it, all the better for it. Incredible performance here tonight. Fantastic elbows, incredible top control, and beautiful submission against a game Misha Goriashvili, who really power and fury all the way through, but was just not enough tonight. Emil Kurhela shows that athleticism on that backflip. I didn't even catch it. I was riveted by the
hyped up
performance.
about the win.
I mean, truly a beautiful performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 minutes and 39 seconds of the first round, referee Håkanen has gone to stop this fight. Winner by rear naked choke, Emil Kurhela!
Beautiful performance from Emil Kurhela. Shows that he can knock you out, he can choke you out, he can finish fights. The kid has a very bright future ahead of him. Let's hear what he has to say when he talks to Velkku.
Emil, onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto.
Kiitos paljon.
Vähän yli 3 minuuttia meni ensimmäistä erää ja pääsit kirjaimellisesti niskan päälle.
Joo, kaveri tuli tosi kovaa päälle ja se oli tosi vahva ukko, mutta pääsi sitten kääntää siitä alasviennistä hyvin ja sitten pääsi vähän takoon kyynärpäin ja se olikin sitten historia.
Minkälainen gameplani sulla oli, kun sä tulit tähän otteluun? Menikö se ihan oppikirjan mukaan nyt tänne?
No, tossa nyt kaveri tuli päälle kovaa niin kuin odotettiin ja sitten otin muutaman kopin siitä. No en nyt isoin, mutta vähän pientä kivaa, mutta aika gameplanin mukaan meni loppujen lopuksi, että ihan hyvä.
Hienosti sait pidettyä ottelua pystyssä häkkiä vasten ja pidit selkää siinä suorana. Oliko sulla tiedossa, että mattoon sieltä koitetaan pian viedä?
No mä tiesin, että se tulee kovaa eteenpäin, mutta en mä tiedä, että se on kovaa mattoa yrittää viedä, mutta sit sai hyvin käännettyä. Niin sain lupauksen tosta Samilta, että jos mä lopetan tän, niin vaan. Mulla 2 edellistä vaakaa, toinen näyttää 48 kiloa, toinen 80. Siinä joutuu vähän miettiä, että minkä painoinen mä oon.
No siitä tuli painovedosta vähän helpompaa, kun pääsee uudella vaalla. Siellä on lupaukset lunastetaan. Onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto.
Kiitoksia. Kiitos 03 Fightiin Sisutyn. Kiitoksia Gatesille. Hyvä setti. Ja kesän jälkeen mennään uudestaan. Mä en malta odottaa, että pääsen näyttämään seuraavaan versioon Gatesista. Kiitos.
Emil Kurhela!
Brilliant performance tonight. Why don't you clue me in, Alexi? What did he have to say?
Well, as he said, he's a cage-contracted fighter, looking forward to get back to show Emil 2.0, so I don't know what his coaches have planned for him in the summer, because the 1.0 looks very, very good for me so far.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, at 24 years of age, a couple of months of development time goes a very, very long way. And so if he does come back at that first, return after summer in September, I think that will be a much improved fighter, even though he's already spectacular. You can make a lot of leaps in such a short time.
Ja tääkin tiukka ottelu, todella tiukka ottelu. Hieno voitto. Kyllä.
Hyvä yleisö, tämänkin otteluillan lääkäripalvelut tarjoaa Lääkärikeskus Phoenix, urheilu- ja kamppailuvammojen parhaat asiantuntijat. Lääkäreinä Karl Lübeck sekä Krister Lübeck. Tämä kolmas ottelu käydään painoluokassa 96 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this catchweight fight is Mikko Aaltonen. To the blue corner, Arkil Gogolasvili.
You know, Alexi, you could play that song for me all night, and I don't think I would get tired of it. Beautiful. Ave Maria.
I think Team Georgia has a team song.
I think so, and I think this is it. Here we have Arkil Gogolasvili, 0-1 as a professional, unfortunately, but an incredible fighter, a judo specialist with incredible throws, very strong accolades in his own right as a grappler. Judo European Cup champion, incredible physicality. He will throw, trip, or drag you to the mat.
And nations in the world. So he's a two-time medalist in Georgian championships, and having competed in European Cup tells you that he has represented Georgia internationally. So that is not a simple task. Like, right, you need to be on top level athlete, a judo athlete on that nation to get a chance to compete on the international circuit.
Right.
And as we all know how competitive world-class judo can be, having that opportunity and medal at a European Cup level, tells you that he is at least an athlete with a big capital A.
Yeah, absolutely. Even getting the opportunity to represent your nation at the European Cup is incredible. You're incredible at judo in a nation known for being incredible at judo.
Exactly.
Fantastic. He's gonna have quite a fight on his hands tonight. Look at this.
To the red corner, Riku Urholin!
Makes the walk to a mixed martial arts cage for the first time. Not just as a professional, but also even as an amateur. He's never had an amateur fight. He's debuting in mixed martial arts as a sport here tonight. The only reason this was even allowed, to my understanding, is due to his incredible grappling and background.
Yes, in Finland, if you want to fight professional MMA without amateur experience, you need a special permission to do that. But as you look at the credentials here, no-gi European champion at brown belt, own weight and open weight. So absolute champion also. ADCC European medalist, very, very decorated, high-level black belt.
Absolutely. And to call him a BJJ specialist might even be an understatement. He is incredible in grappling. And you know, that background, those credentials in grappling, I imagine comes in handy when your older brother is none other than Jesse Urholin.
Yes, and I've talked with Jesse, who's a former contracted cage fighter and one of the top fighters in the nation at the moment. I've talked with Jesse, and he said, when Riku pushes you to the cage, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a judo specialist, a grappling specialist, an MMA specialist. you will have your hands full with that cage pressure and the grappling chops, of course, of Riku Urholin.
Right. No surprises that there was an exception made by the commission for this, considering his grappling accolades. Very interesting to see him in the cage for the first time tonight.
Riku Urholin!
This fight is at a catch weight of 97 kilos, but for all intents and purposes, this is a heavyweight matchup. Here we have the tail of the tape, and you'll notice that there's a slight reach advantage and height advantage for Archil Gogolashvili. But other than that,
Fighting out of the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of no wins and 1 loss, weighing 95.8 kilos from Georgia, Archil Gogolashvili! Fighting out of the red corner in his pro debut, weighing 94.2 kilos, representing Porin Kamppailuurheilukeskus, from Pori, Finland, Riku, the Discipline,
Riku Urholin making his mixed martial arts debut. A little bit of, I can't tell if that's his sense of humor or if he's really amping himself up like that. Would not be surprised either way.
He said he will bring the discipline back to mixed martial arts. So I think he's serious here.
Okay, well, I'm looking forward to it. If this were a battle of physiques, one might think that Archil Gogolashvili has an advantage. Luckily, it is not. It is one of strength, skill, and technique. Round 1 set to begin here at Cage 54. Riku Urholin, Archil Gogolashvili. Let's go. Oh. It looked like a right hand landed for Archil Gogolashvili.
And if you're Gogolashvili, in my opinion, you will want to keep this standing. Use the judo skills to force striking exchanges where Riku is not that comfortable, or at least not that experienced to anyone's knowledge.
Spinning back kick there to the stomach from Gogolashvili. That looked to be a well-placed calf kick from Urholin. Urholin perhaps a little bit awkward on the feet.
I'm surprised Riku has not tried to force any of the grappling exchanges yet. It might be that, like his brother in the beginning of his mixed martial arts career, they stood a little bit in the beginning of the rounds to get the feel for the striking, get some minutes in, not necessarily to strike at your own right, but just to stand there and get used to the pace, get used to the exchanges in MMA.
Right. And there was good fight IQ on display there. He did hit him with a short right hand. Takes one over the top, unfazed. One thing I've noticed that he does relatively well, though, is he does move away and maintain composure, even when those punches are coming at him from Gogolashvili.
And Gogolashvili forces the clinch. I think that's a bit of a surprise, at least for me. So, because I would not grapple with Riku Urholin. And don't be fooled by the physique that it looks. He is strong as a bull, and at least on the ground, whether bottom or top, he is very, very agile and fast.
Yeah, absolutely. I've watched a couple of his grappling matches before, and he does have just an uncanny swiftness. I am also surprised, though, by this clinching. Gogolashvili did appear to have a clear advantage out in the open, to my eye. Oh, but here in the clinch, that's a different story as Urholin cracks him. Oh, and he takes a hard right hand, and he is face down on the mat, and Gogolashvili just won't quit. If you want bad blood, that's a good way to get it.
Whoa, that silenced the crowd. What a counter shot by Arkil Gogolashvili, and a few shots after.
Not the kind of display of sportsmanship you might want to see. But afterward, it looks like maybe perhaps just a bit worked up. It does happen from what I gather.
Yeah, definitely. At least he went to shake Rico's hand. They seem to be on good terms. Rico stood up right away, so apparently like no bigger harm done.
Yeah. Gogolashvili there shows that, hey, it's a different sport. There's definitely some grappling acumen there, but perhaps some improvements to the striking are merited.
And I was definitely surprised. Like I said, I think Rico wanted to stand a little bit to get the feel for it, but he didn't push the takedowns. He didn't want to use his strengths at all, because when you fight like a athletic guy like Gogolashvili, yeah, you are at a risk. When heavyweights start throwing strikes, you can definitely land a punch.
Absolutely, and there you see it. Brutal left hand starts it. He drops him. Those were absolutely unnecessary, though. You know, no excuse for that. It's clear at that point the fight is stopped, and yet he gets that last cheeky blow in.
Honestly, that is so late.
Yeah,
that is so late. Like,
I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, after only 2 minutes and 25 seconds of the first round, referee Aaltonen has gone to stop this fight. Winner by KO, Arkil Gogolashvili!
There you have it. Your winner by KO, Arkil Gogolashvili. An embrace, a show of sportsmanship there. Good to see. Very narrowly wouldn't have gotten it. Now we go to Velku for the interview.
Arkil, congratulations. That was a great victory against a tough fighter. We saw some heavy striking there. What do you think about tonight's fight?
Tonight's fight? First of all, I want to say thank you, Finland. I love Finland. Very good people. And I very appreciate it. You give me a chance to fight. It's a wonderful day. Thank you very much, everyone.
Arkil Gogolashvili!
Arkil Gogolashvili playing to the crowd here in Finland tonight. Probably not the best way to do it by taking a late shot at a hometown fighter, but understandable that sometimes there is what they call the heat of the moment. Improves to 1-1 in the cage.
Hyvä, jos tässä kohtaa otteluilta pidetään noin 10 minuutin tauko, joten käykää äkkiä virvokkeella ja tulkaa pian takaisin, sillä kohta jatketaan. Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner from France, Thibault Goutte! Punaisessa kulmauksessa Anton Double Home Kuivanen! Tämän illan pääottelu päättyy 3. erässä ajassa 1 minuutti ja 8 sekuntia. Rabatt-Code! Ladies and gentlemen, finding out the blue corner, Rabatt-Code! Hyvä yleisö punaisessa kulmauksessa, Tuukka Repo!
Joko tyrmäyksellä tai teknisellä tyrmäyksellä pihalle.
Se on varten otettua veikkaus, että joo, en tarkoittanut sitä, että Tuukalla ei olisi tehokasta, mutta...
Ja siinä kova iskujen vaihto.
Oi, hyvä takakäden lyönti ja hyvä liike pois alta.
Itävaltalainen tulee takasotteluun ja vetää hyvällä japilla etukädellä. Painaa oi.
Näyttävää.
Erittäin hieno. Siinä on kaatoa takana ton kaverin lyönneissä kyllä. Aikamoinen.
Pikkasen lyömään sinne
Katsotaan
perään.
hidastus.
Uppari ja
Vasen koukku ja siellä se on. Ja kuten nähdään, niin vähän kävi naputtamassa, vaan antoi tuomari tulla väliin. Erittäin herrasmiesmäinen teko Tuukka Repolta.
Tuukka Repo! From Czech Republic, Vítězslav Rajno! Hyvä yleisö, Tuukka Repo!
Ready? Fight!
Winner by knockout, Tuukka Repo! Ladies and gentlemen, fight out the blue corner, Ashley Grimshaw! Hyvä yleisö, Matti! Winner by knockout, Ashley Grimshaw! Ladies and gentlemen, fight out the blue corner from Brazil, Leonardo Cassotti! Hyvät naiset ja herrat, Patrick Kappanen!
Ready, fight!
Leonardo Cassotti!
You are about to experience the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner by Sideshow, Aleksi Nurminen!
Erittäin hieno voitto nuorelta hyvinkääläiseltä ja tääkin tiukka ottelu, todella tiukka ottelu. Hieno voitto. Kyllä.
You are about to experience the cage. The cage. You are about to experience the cage.
Hyvät naiset ja herrat, näin palataan jälleen otteluiden pariin. Tässä kohtaa haluan kuitenkin muistuttaa teitä, että seuraava Cage-otteluilta otellaan täällä Helsingin kulttuuritalolla 3. syyskuuta tätä kuluvaa vuotta. Ja nuo tapahtumaliput ovat jo myynnissä lippu.fi-osoitteessa, joten käykähän sieltä kalastamassa itselleni paras mahdollinen paikka tuohon tulevaan otteluiltaan. Tämän illan 4. ottelu käydään painoluokassa 68 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this catchweight fight is Mika Moukari Sinkkonen. To the blue corner, Georgi Gogochuri.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. welcomed back. We have Georgi Gogochuri making the walk to the blue corner this evening. 1-0 as a professional, undefeated. His lone win is a submission victory, but he is a dangerous striker as well, and that rounds out his game pretty nicely, Alexei. He has an extremely aggressive guard game from what I gather, and he's quite the striker.
Yeah, he's very tall for the division, and the whole fight week that I've seen him, very calm, very cool, calm, calculated. I saw like the other two Georgian fighters were very like amped up and ready to go, but he seems like a kind of like a silent killer type, you know, just waiting for that unleash, ready to go.
Yeah, a little more relaxed, you know, might be to the benefit when you're gonna face a guy like Ville Munkinen.
Yeah, definitely.
Pat down from the official here. Make sure everything is good to go prior to this fight. As he gets ready to make his walk into the cage to the blue corner.
Georgi Gogochuri!
Gogochuri's striking acumen has been noted in the pre-fight research. But I'm excited to see, you know, perhaps what his submission acumen might mean for Ville Munkinen as well, because as I mentioned, that lone victory on his record is a submission.
To the red corner, Ville Munkinen!
Ville Munkinen making the walk to the red corner tonight. Unfazed, unflappable, stony-faced, calm, collected, cool-headed, whatever it is you want to call it. He is a bit of an enigma. If you're looking for a tell, you're looking at the wrong face.
Munkinen, a few years back, he was one of the most highly touted prospects in Nordic mixed martial arts. That's why the nickname GOAT, because even before his pro debut, he was nicknamed the greatest of all time. Apparently his head coach is Tom Niinimäki, who's a legendary fighter on his own right and a Finnish UFC veteran. But his career didn't get off to a good start. But after a few years away, he made his comeback in the last cage event with a dominant victory over Saba Makaidze.
Yeah, absolutely. Via ground and pound. And, you know, he did show some versatility there, and he showed that physicality that he has. And, you know, as mentioned, that Niinimäki 2.0, that Stoneface 2.0 moniker as well, is on full display. When you look at him, just stone, just cool, collected, and a jaw on him like Brian Stan. Here we go to the tail of the tape, and you know, not a whole lot stands out here, but Gogochuri is much taller. However, the reach, that's what's interesting, is that it's virtually identical there. Gogochuri, a few years the junior of Munkinen.
Fighting out of the blue corner, a fighter with a professional record of 1 win and no losses, weighing 67.8 kilos, from Georgia, Georgi Gogochuri! Fighting out of the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 2 wins and 2 losses, representing Finfires Gym from Turku, Finland, Ville Gold Mankinen!
Mika Sinkonen, referee in charge of the action tonight, as Ville the Goat Mankinen and Georgi Gogochure prepare for action. Round 1 set to begin here. Ready. Fight! And the action starts. Touch of gloves. Love to see it. Immediately, Gogochure shoots for a takedown.
I figured I was interested because Mankinen's game is he's very well rounded. Good kimura, offensive submission game, physically strong, dangerous boxer, good takedowns in his own right, like very even everywhere and can finish a fight in the ground or standing. So I was eager to see what kind of approach Gogochure will take on this fight. Will he want to like test it standing? But apparently went to grappling right away.
No easy task to take down Ville Mankinen, I would imagine, when, you know, he is the protege of Tom Niinimäki, but Gogochure gets it done. However, that looks like a Kimura to me, or at least an attempt.
I think Ville's elbows have made a small cut already on Gogochure's face.
That's not something you want this early in a fight, less than a minute in. I mean, oh, hard elbows again. Oh yeah, I'm not so sure that's a small cut. Did I just see? Yeah, that's a bit of blood. And he's looking for that Kimura.
Ville is really hanging on to the Kimura. Oh, he might actually finish this, once he gets
bad.
it to another track.
Oh no!
That is tight. Oh man, Gogochure guts it out.
I thought that was gonna break, I'm sorry. Oh, that was a brutal crank on it, no?
Yeah, I'm surprised if that didn't injure anything mid-fight, but that was tight. That was tight. As close as it gets.
Yeah, cut up, arm twisted. Not a good way to start a fight. But Gogochure gets it to the mat.
Yeah, well, he gets the top position. Now he's where he wants it, and now we'll see how he's grappling from the top. Like you stated before, when Gogochure was walking in, he has a dangerous guard game, very offensive off his back. But honest to God, I have no idea how his top game is, but seems to be comfortable.
Yeah. Can't imagine he's too comfortable eating more elbows though from Mankinen. Mankinen looking to make use again. He keeps looking to maybe trap that arm for another attempt at a Kimura as well, or perhaps just to implement a scramble. But here you have it, a triangle. What does he need to do to finish here, Alex?
The lock is not all the way. Now Mankinen is trying to get it tighter. He should use his right arm to block the leg and prevent the slam. Now he got it fully locked on, and that's it. Great finish, great first round submission.
Gogochure gets the first professional defeat of his record against Ville Mankinen. And you know, you gotta hand it to Gogochure for gutting it out. That Kimura, to my eye, looked brutal, looked painful, had me squealing.
Yeah,
and it wasn't hit on me.
I noticed.
I was terrified, to be honest with you, that was gonna break.
But overall, very mature performance from Mankinen. Like, stayed calm, used the elbows very well. I think he's really coming to his own now as a mixed martial artist. So, like I said before, he had a tough start for his professional career, but now the last fight against Makaidze and now this against Gogochure, he has really shown, like, the previous fight, excellent ground control, good ground and pound, got the early finish, and this fight, weathered the early storm, cranked that Kimura as badly as you can, and now getting the finish from the bottom with a triangle choke.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's take another look at that. Oh, here you go. He pulls down, makes the needed adjustment, and that's that. Impressive performance from Ville Mankinen, the protege of Tom Niinimäki. Stoneface 2.0. Now for the decision.
This fight ends after 2 minutes and 44 seconds of the first round. Winner by triangle choke, Ville Gold Mankinen!
Fantastic performance from Mankinen. Gets the submission right there in the first round. And now for the interview.
Ville, onneksi olkoon hieno voitto. Vauhdikas ottelu alusta loppuun.
Kiitos, kiitos.
2 minuuttia 44 sekuntia, mutta siinä ehdit koittaa aika monenlaisia lopetustekniikoita.
Joo, kyllä siinä hikikädestä tuli.
Siinä koitettiin käsilukkoa alussa ainakin aika pitkään, ja kaverille tuli siinä joku naarmukin, mistä näytti vähän verta vuotavan. Mistä se oikein tuli?
Se yksi kyynärpää taisi osua siinä alkuun, kun kaveri oli yhdessä jalaskin. Siitä se vekki näytti tulevan.
Ja aika sitkeä kaveri oli tosiaan noissa väännöissä. Näytti siltä, että sulla oli käsilukkoja aika hyvin siinä kohdalla, mutta miltä se itsestä tuntui?
Joo, tuntui itsestäkin, että se kimura olisi se pitänyt siitä saada, mutta joo, oli sitkeä kaveri. Respektit siltä.
Onneksi taitavalla kaverilla löytyy vaihtoehtoisia lopetustekniikoita. Hieno voitto, onneksi olkoon.
Yes, kiitos jo paljon. Kiitos.
Ville Mankinen!
A man of relatively few words. What did Ville Mankinen have to say, Alex?
Well, as you said, like his mentor, Tom Niinimäki, Stoneface, so not a lot to chat there, but what he said is big respect to his opponent. Said when Velko asked what caught him, he said it was the elbow that caught him. So basically just walked through the fight, was happy with the win.
Yeah, and you know, he put a lot on display there. He showed that he could be in a poor position up against the cage and still do a hell of a lot of damage in a very short period of time. Really sliced up Gogochuri and then threatened with a nasty Kimura attempt and finally finished the fight.
Kaksi brittiä. Täpötäysi Wembley Stadium, panoksena raskaan sarjan maailman mestaruus ja lähetys vielä parhaaseen katseluaikaan. Tyson Furyn ja Dillian Whitein välinen megaottelu on hankittavissa pay-per-view-periaatteella osoitteessa viaplay.fi/ppv. Jos olet jo rekisteröitynyt ja kirjautunut palveluun, sinun tarvitsee vain hankkia katseluoikeudet ostopainikkeella. Maksutiedot ovat jo kunnossa, joten edessäsi on vain oston vahvistaminen. Mikäli et ole vielä rekisteröitynyt palveluun, siirry silti samaan osoitteeseen viaplay.fi/ppv ja paina ostopainiketta. Sivusto ohjaa sinut rekisteröintiin, jossa täytät omat tietosi. Kun tiedot ovat kunnossa, vahvista osto ja tapahtuma on katsottavissa 48 tunnin ajan. Fury vastaan White lauantai-iltana 23. huhtikuuta Viaplay PPV:nä.
Hyvät naiset ja herrat, tämän viides ottelu käydään painoluokassa 80 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this catchweight fight is Asse Hokkanen. To the blue corner, Joakim Tollefsen.
Now making the walk, Joakim Tollefsen, the Ninja Viking, 6-4-1 as a professional. He made his pro debut back in 2014. Got quite a bit of experience here. 5 of his 6 wins come by way of stoppage. He is a finisher for sure. Versatile fighter all over the place, but largely finishes fights on the ground with follow-up shots.
Yeah,
typically after dropping.
Yes, because he's a striking specialist. He's a former Muay Thai national team member in Norway, MMA national team member of Norway. So he's very experienced in his previous career, MMA career. He's really shown versatility in striking, makes some mistakes, but the Norwegian team at Frontline Academy is really standing behind him. Like you can see in his corner, Jack Hermansen, current UFC middleweight fighter, and in previous cage event we saw Kenneth Berg, who is also his teammate. So they still, even though he's 6-4 as a pro, they still think of him very highly and are not afraid to throw him against any comers.
No, absolutely. And I mean, it'll be a big test for Mikko Ahmala as well. So this will be an exciting one, I think.
To the red corner, Mikko Ahmala!
Mikko Ahmala making the walk to the red corner.
Ahmala is an experienced fighter in his own right, very versatile finisher, and I think that's his chance in this fight against Tollefsen. We've seen Ahmala before in cage. He can throw heel hooks from the bottom, an aggressive footlocker, high kicks, standing, so he's dangerous everywhere. Like what he lacks in maybe skill and some of the physical parts of the game, he will make up with his nickname, Maniac. So he will go forward and he will go for the finish in any position. And if he can make Tollefsen, capitalize on Tollefsen's mistakes, then I think that's Mikko's chance to get a finish in this fight.
Yeah, and I mean, as an aggressive leg locker, that's probably to his credit when you're facing, someone who's predominantly a striker. And even though he does have a 6-6 record, that speaks to a good deal of experience. Again, maybe not a particular advantage over Tollefsen, but definitely something to his credit. His nickname, the Maniac, looks apt as he stares down Tollefsen. Here we have the tail of the tape. We see a slight reach advantage in favor of Joachim Tollefsen, but not much more to really talk about in that regard. Very even as far as the tail of the tape goes.
Fighting out of the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 6 wins, 4 losses, and 1 draw. Weighing 79.7 kilos from Norway, Joachim Ninja Viking Tollefsen! Fighting out of the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 6 wins and 6 losses, weighing 79.8 kilos, representing Loop Martial Arts from Espoo, Finland, Mikko Maniac Ahmala!
An apt nickname, if the look in his eyes is any indicator. The way he's staring down Tollefsen right now. If they weren't in a cage, that would be a very concerning way to be looked at.
Agreed.
How about the body of hair on Tollefsen? Just so much bounce to it.
Yeah, before his walkout, he was very precise that it looks good on camera.
Hey, if you got it, flaunt it, right? Touch of gloves from these two as this action gets started. A little bit of a height and reach advantage for Tollefsen. which is helpful, obviously, as he is a striker predominantly. Feeling out process here early. Mikko with the leg kick. Right hand lands for Tollefsen. Or appears to. Oh, was that low? It appears so. To me, it looked like it hit the leg, but it might have ridden up.
Yeah, well, based on that reaction,
Yeah,
low.
that reaction tells an important story.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was all low. Yikes.
Hyvä yleisö iskun osuessaan ottelija alasuojaa. Hänellä
In
on
agony.
muutama minuutti aikaa palautua, mutta yleensä pieni kannustus auttaa näissä tilanteissa. Jotta päästään jälleen takaisin.
And announcement over the PA. What do we have there, Alexei?
Velko was telling the crowd that in order that the fighter is injured or gets hit in the nuts or eye poked or anything, they had a few minutes to recover from that strike, and a little crowd chant never hurts.
Yeah, for sure. Helps rally the troops behind him, and touch of gloves, obviously unintentional. He was aiming for the inside of that thigh, to be sure, but these things do happen. Front kick up the middle for Ahmala. Oh! Left hand and a right leg kick for Tollefsen.
Tollefsen is pulling the little body fakes. I think he might be baiting, trying to get Mikko to come in to land that vicious left hook.
Yeah, he does appear to be wanting to throw that every time Ahmala is in range.
But even though Tollefsen is the more experienced and arguably the better striker of the two, but you can't, like I said before, you can't count out Ahmala's striking either. Like, he is unorthodox. He can throw head kicks like that out of nowhere. So one mistake and Mikko can definitely catch Tollefsen here.
Yeah, you speak to the experience of Tollefsen as a striker, but I've got to say, Ahmala does look to have very good fundamentals here. And those kicks are actually a thing of beauty, specifically that high kick on the left side that he threw. Tollefsen goes low on that calf. And a kick up the middle. One in return for Ahmala. Ahmala tries to catch that. Wings in with a big right hand. Nothing doing. Another high kick. Oh, return fire from Tollefsen. Kick to the body and then sneaks in that right hand. Oh, and another right hand.
Tollefsen seems very calm. I think he's just trying to control the pace of the fight, trying to get a read how Mikko is going to attack, and then look for the counter. Look for the counter after.
Absolutely. Alexei, you've got quite a bit of mixed martial arts experience yourself. One thing you spoke to me about was that knee that Tollefsen sometimes puts up as he's retreating. And I think I saw a sneak peek of that just a moment ago.
Yeah, Tollefsen, as previously stated, he's a very experienced Muay Thai fighter, so his knee strikes, elbow strikes are very high level, and he has put that to good use before in mixed martial arts, like backing up and throwing a knee up in the middle as the opponent rushes in. So that's why I said he is very experienced. He's fighting very calmly, so I think he's just trying to get a read. But Ahmala is doing pretty well so far, like landing in those kind of unorthodox things, like spinning back fists and sneaky head kicks. They can definitely pay dividends to Mikko in this fight.
Yeah, and that sneaky head kick, as you said, can change the pace of the fight with just one. That's all it takes.
And in Tollefsen's previous fight, he has been caught a few times.
Sure.
So especially with the small gloves, you cannot count anyone out.
Big looping right hand for Tollefsen. Doesn't appear to do much.
And Mikko seems happy to be striking with Tollefsen. Like, there is no, at least so far, no intention of any, like, going for a takedown or trying to attack leg locks in any way.
Yep. Little shovel punch, looping uppercut there. I wouldn't say that there was a specific or clear advantage here. I think that these are good exchanges for both fighters.
Yeah, agreed. I think Mikko has had a bit of the better strikes and cleaner strikes landed. Tollefsen has landed a few of his own, a few good leg kicks, but I still think he's trying to get a read on Mikko because he really hasn't pulled the trigger yet.
I saw something I didn't quite like there, though, is Ahmala went low into that left side a little bit. If that can be timed, that could end up with, unfortunately, a pretty bad head kick from a guy like Tollefsen. Leg kick, and Ahmala appears to lose his balance briefly. Drops Tollefsen, and Ahmala is pounding away. But the end of the round comes too soon.
I was a little bit on the edge. Like, I think Mikko was leading on that round, but just by a bit. But that knockdown, 100% sealed him the first round.
Yeah, absolutely. That'll do it.
And Mikko has really proved now that he can stand with Tollefsen. And in Tollefsen, he needs to put his foot on the gas if he wants to change the pace of this fight from the second round on.
There you have Jack Hermansson in the corner of Tollefsen. I do wonder what he's telling him, because that was a rough end of the round. He did have success here. You see that left hook to the body and that right kick to the leg. Oh, but that right hand came in, and that other one sat him down.
Seconds out.
No clean ground and pound there. Not much danger from that ground and pound. But a frantic pace like that, sometimes, you know, a ref might, if he doesn't have a clean look, might say, hey, that's enough for me. Show respect as these two touch gloves, and the second stanza opens between Mikko Ahmala and Joachim Tollefsen. The two meet right there in the center, content to strike. And I gotta say, I like that. Alexei, you said you'd give an edge to Ahmala in that first round. What improvements would you have been giving Tollefsen if you were Jack Hermansson in the corner there?
I think he needs to change the pace of the fight. I think he needs to pressure more. He's faking a lot. He's doing those kind of small body fakes, and he's getting Mikko to react, but he's not really attacking after them. So I think he can't just wait for Mikko to come and counter, because Mikko is landing those sneaky fast kicks. So he's touching Tollefsen and getting out of the way, and he's not really finding the rhythm for the counter, so he needs to start to pressure and put combinations together.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like good advice.
Because that's what I would say, but I'm no Jack Hermansson, so.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, come on. You're a giant in your own right. Very, very established career there as a professional. Oh, a head kick sneaks in. Looked to mostly land on the shoulder, though, or did I miss-see?
I didn't see clearly where it landed, but looked to be a heavy one, so Tollefsen might be hurt a bit, but at least he's playing it off cool. But Mikko is fighting an excellent fight against a good striker in Tollefsen.
Good feints with the kicks, or at least just touches.
He's getting Joachim to react on his rear leg fake. Like when he lifts it and turns the hip a little bit, you can see Tollefsen react every single time.
Tollefsen maybe waiting just a little too much here. Big right hand, couldn't see if that one landed because the camera cut.
That's exactly what I mean. Like, Tollefsen needs to pressure. He needs to change the pace. He needs to get something going. Now he's just waiting for the counter. He's waiting for Mikko to come in and land something. But he can't get the timing. Like, Mikko comes in with unorthodox combinations and fast kicks. That's what Tollefsen needs to do more. Put the pressure, put Mikko against the cage so he can't move so much, and then land the hard attacks.
And, you know, he is doing a good job of pressuring forward, but then he's not doing it all that much with it. hometown crowd getting hyped for Ahmala. There you have Tollefsen once again pressuring forward and then waiting. It's another leg kick from Ahmala. Spinning back kick attempt there.
The same combination Tollefsen is throwing constantly. The left hook to the body, the right kick to the leg, but it's not having enough of an effect and not landing cleanly enough.
Obviously those shots to the liver and those leg kicks will add up over time, but not enough of them really to establish any clear and present danger.
Agreed. But I have to say, the story of the fight has not been what we thought, like, before the actual match started. Like, I figured Mikko's gonna maybe try to catch him off guard and Tollefsen is gonna pressure and use his excellent Muay Thai. But now he's a lot more tentative than I thought, and Mikko's fighting an excellent fight.
1 minute.
Once more with that left hand dig to the liver and that right leg kick behind it. There's pressure here, but is it enough to get the round?
No, I still think Mikko is landing better. I think the head kicks landed. He had one hard leg kick in the beginning of the, head kick in the beginning of the round.
Oh! Painful shot to the liver! And I think he might be done here. 30 seconds is a long time when you take a shot like that, and he's covering up in agony.
I think it was an eye poke. I think that's what Tollefsen said, that he might have heard his eye poke or hurt his eye with a punch.
Very good show of sportsmanship from Tollefsen to give him that benefit rather than...
I don't know if he got injured from a punch or an eye poke.
Ahmala covering up. He may be in serious trouble here. To me, it looked like a shot to the liver, but I may be mistaken.
We need to see the slow motion of that.
Yeah, I'll definitely need to see that
The body
again.
punch definitely landed, but I don't know if it was that one or if it was an eye poke and then the body punch that did the damage. But that, like, excellent sportsmanship from Tollefsen.
Yeah.
But we need to see what actually happened there.
Yeah, definitely an honorable way to go about things. And that's no surprise when he calls guys like Kenneth Berg and, I would need to see that again. He did cover up that eye at the same time as he covered up that stomach.
Yeah, I think it might have been like a scrape in the eye, but I still couldn't see whether it was fingers or a glove or...
Almost that gas, seconds out.
I'm still not quite sure what happened there. I saw it 3 times from 3 different angles.
It might have been a scrape in the eye, but the body shot was the one that dropped him. But if you can't see the body shot, then
yeah,
of
if you're
course.
Covering your face.
But that was difficult for the ref to see. Like, we saw it slow mo 2 times and we couldn't see it. But excellent sportsmanship from Tollefsen. Fight didn't get finished. Yes, Ahmala got well.
Yeah, as a referee, I would not have caught that. 3rd and final round here opens for Mikko Ahmala versus Joachim Tollefsen. Very exciting fight. You know, I still can't get over that show of sportsmanship from Tollefsen. Is to indicate to the ref, hey, I think I might have got his eye. You know, when you train with guys like Kenneth Berg and with Jack Hermanson, they're both class acts, so I'm not surprised that Tollefsen would have more of the same.
Yes, and now you can see Tollefsen is definitely targeting the body. Once you get hit with to the body like that, like Mikko got at the end of the round, then that'll take the wind out of you, and your body becomes weaker, so you cannot take similar kind of punches.
Yeah, exponential dividends there when digging to the body. Ahmala clinches up, looks to try and deploy a little bit of grappling for the first time in this match. Looks like an accidental or reflexive cage grab from Tollefsen.
It looks like when Tollefsen grabbed the cage, he was like, okay, and turned his back to the cage. So as if like, okay, you take the pressuring position. So
yeah, you got it. You won that one. That's my bad. Circles out and immediately continues to apply pressure. Let's see if he digs back to the body. Big swing and a miss for Ahmala. Or perhaps a glancing blow.
And man, you gotta give it out to Ahmala. Like, getting hit in the eye poke or scratch in the eye or whatever that was, hitting the body, ground and pounding for like 30 seconds hard, and still coming back and swinging and trying to win the round, even if you're obviously a little bit hurt to the body still. So the heart on Mikko is massive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, even just a light scrape on the eye, for me, that'll get it watering, and that hurts like hell. So to get a solid shot to the body right after, I mean, you got to have more than just heart and guts to be able to see that one through. And come back out ready for more. Ahmala game as they come. Tollefsen trying to pressure. Let's see if he goes back to that body shot and leg kick combination. Halfway through this third and final round, and he does. He tries to dig to that body and kick that leg once more. Swinging wide with that left hook.
And even if Mikko is a little bit hurt, he's still landing. He's still landing the punches. And I still think he's landing more than Tollefsen.
Switch knee there, looked like. Jumping switch knee. Remarkable how explosive that head kick remains.
Yeah, explosive and fast, and it's not like a traditional, like a Muay Thai style kick when Mikko throws it. He throws it a little bit at a narrower angle, not like a karate style, but a little bit more, so he can sneak it up really fast. Maybe the power is not the same as when you swing like a full body Muay Thai style kick, but it is fast and it is very effective when it lands.
He throws that Ahmala style.
Exactly. Going for the heel hook.
That was to be expected, I think. But perhaps we forgot briefly that is a very big danger when fighting Mikko Ahmala.
Tollefsen cleared the knee line very well, got back to standing position. That was good offense, especially if Tollefsen could have controlled on top, ground and pounded, he could have sealed the round with that, but Mikko, excellent job attacking the leg and getting the scramble to stand back up.
Hard shots there. You gotta give it to Ahmala. You know, taking risks here, despite the fact that he very likely could be up on the scorecard.
You can see Mikko really has come here to win tonight. I think his corner is pushing him to finish the round strong, because the second round with the body shot and not getting, like, acknowledging the eye scrape or something could have gone either way. If you're counting as a knockdown in the end, like you have to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it could be 1-1 going into this, and I think these last barrages and the last strikes landed for Ahmala, I think this will probably get him the decision.
Yeah, I think that sealed the round for him and thus the decision. But that was nasty intention all the way through to the end. That last right elbow, hard as you can get.
Excellent fight from Ahmala. And Ahmala is coming off, I think, at least a few years, maybe even longer layoff. So considering that, very impressive performance.
Yeah, brilliant to see Mikko Ahmala and Joakim Tollefsen entertaining. Hell of a fight from start to finish, buzzer to bell.
Great matchup. Hats off to Jukka Paananen, matchmaker of Cage, for making this fight happen. Very evenly matched, and we'll see who gets the decision in the end.
Yeah, I'm no judge, obviously, but I would give this one, I think, to Mikko Ahmala.
I agree.
Good right hand there, clips Tollefsen. There's that jumping switch knee, which doesn't quite land. Head kick connects ever so slightly.
But man, anyone who fights Mikko Ahmala in the future has to acknowledge the level of striking he brings with him now to the cage, because Joachim Tollefsen is no joke on the feet. Just look at his credentials standing, and look at his fight record. Like I said, most fights finished by TKO on the ground after he knocked someone down, and then Mikko is able to land the knockdown, pressure, find the kicks. Excellent fight from Mikko Ahmala.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and Ahmala did have that moment where he was firmly in, you know, the speciality, as it were, of Tollefsen. He got knocked down. He did, you know, start receiving those blows, but it didn't put him out. And on the feet, he looked pretty spectacular tonight, in my opinion.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we have the decision. Winner by unanimous decision, Mikko Maniac!
There you have it. The Maniac gets the unanimous decision. Show of respect from Jack Hermansson, coach of Joachim Tollefsen, who performed admirably tonight. And really, both of them put on a hell of a fight. Let's see what Mikko Ahmala thinks about it in his interview with Velko. Indicating that eye.
Mikko, onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto, täydet 3 erää mentiin.
Kiitos, kiitos.
Oma silmään näytti, että siinä ekan erän lopussa sait aika hyvän otteen ja osuman siihen kaveriin ja tauoit varmaan siitä sen erävoiton itsellesi. Mutta siinä toisessa erässä tapahtui lopussa jotain ja kaveri pääsi lopussa niskan päälle. Kerro vähän, mitä siinä tapahtui.
Joo, mä en tiedä, siis se tökkäs mua sormella silmää ja sit kun mulla tuli silleen, että ei hitto, että nyt mä en näe. Mä en tiedä potkasko se jalat alta vai löikö se pakkiin vai mistä mä sit niinku kaaduin siihen. Et seuraava tilanne, minkä mä huomasin on se, kun se on mun selässä ja lyö. Et siinä vissiin tuo vekkikin tuli sitten, mutta se oli paha se loppuerä, kun mä en nähnyt siinä silmällä mitään, niin mä en pystynyt katsoa mistä ne lyönnit tulee. Niin sieltä tuli vähän joka puolella.
Mut kolmannessa erässä varmaan sitten ratkaistiin voitto. Oliko oma ajatus se, että nyt täytyy tehdä loppuun actioni, että kerätään pisteet himaan?
Kulmasta sanottiin, että oli mulle menossa, mutta ajattelin, että pakko se on varmistaa vielä sitten, että menee varmasti kotiin.
Siitä on aika pitkä aika, kun sä ottelit ensimmäisen kerran tässä häkissä. Me on juteltu jo vuosia sitten sen ekan matsin jälkeen. Miltä tää tuntuu nyt?
No kivalta oli palaa. Tosiaan mulla oli 2,5 vuotta ottelutaukoa ja meillä oli tuossa suunnitelmana, että ei lyödä kovaa ja hämätään ja annetaan niinku hyvällä liikkeellä väsähtää, mutta aika nopeasti ne unohtui, että sit se meni siihen vanhaan meiniäkkeen, että yritetään lyödä kaikin keinoin päätä irti.
Et sä pysty pidättelemään ittees näköjään, mutta onneksi olkoon tosi hieno voitto.
Kiitos, kiitos.
Mikko Ahmala!
So I understood sormi and silma, finger and eye, but not too much more of that.
Yeah,
why don't you fill me in, Alex?
Mikko said that he got eye poked at the end of the second round, and he couldn't see anything. He had no idea whether he got his leg kicked out from under him, whether he got hit in the body after that, and said in the third round he had to channel the Maniac again to seal the fight. And he gave a lot of kudos to the corner. They said he was winning the second round, but it might have gone the other way because of the finish, so you have to push in the third, and that's exactly what he did, and he got the win.
Absolutely. When you have Aleksi Mantakivi in your corner, I imagine that he's like, hey, go out there and kill. But that's his style, to my understanding. Hell of a performance from both men.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is brought to you by Easy. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, tämän ottelun tarjoaa Easy. Vapaus työhön.
The 27-year-old Swedish native Alexander Lindgren is regarded as one of the most promising young top prospects out of Sweden. He possesses lethal striking skills and an arsenal of slick chokes. His stoppage rate is 100%.
Som fighter skulle jag beskriva mig själv som allround, att jag har ett komplett game och jag trivs bra i 77-kilosklassen.
The 26-year-old Moldova native Konstantin Knusariov is an elite-level wrestler with a second-to-none physique. He's undefeated and fights out of the world-famous SBG Ireland team, where he trains with the likes of Conor McGregor. His last 3 fights have been under the Bellator banner, where in his last outing he defeated Givan Gracie of the Gracie family.
Eu vin din baza lupte libere. Eu sunt rapid, puternic, deștept, chiar nimic. Mâine va arăta la care inima arde mai tare, cu foc și cam așa. Mâna mea va fi sus.
Min motståndare, jag ser att han har mycket erfarenhet. Han ser ut att ha ett komplett game också. Lägger mycket press. Men ja, det passar mig bra. Jag skulle säga att jag är starkare än min motståndare i alla aspekter egentligen. Jag känner mig bekväm både på marken, i brottningen och det stående gamet.
Chiar în tot, în rezistență, lupte libere, box și așa mai departe. Cu mâna mea sus, atât, nimic mai mult.
Jag tror att fighten kommer sluta med ett avslut.
This is a clash between top-level European rising prospects. Will the fearless Swede live up to his team's high expectations and shine under the pressure of serious challenge? Or will the Moldovan wrestling phenom add another star to his undefeated record? Here we go! Alexander Lindgren versus Konstantin Knusariov.
Tämä ottelu käydään painoluokassa 77,1 kiloa. It's a welterweight fight and the referee in charge of the octagon is Mika Moukari Sinkkonen. To the blue corner, Konstantin Knusariov!
Here you have it, Konstantin Knusariov making the walk from Moldova by way of Dublin, Ireland. He's an SBG team fighter, meaning obviously a training partner of Conor McGregor. Excellent striker, or excuse me, excellent wrestler, Bellator veteran, and has that unblemished, untarnished, beautiful record, 4-0-1.
I think Knusariov is one of the hottest prospects to come out of SBG Ireland at the moment, and what tells you a lot. Think 4 professional victories, 5 fights, and 3 of them inside Bellator. So that tells you a lot. Like, they give a young prospect from Moldova that kind of opportunity to get to a major stage like that this early at his career is a testament to how much they expect from this young man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, look, the physicality of him, the wrestling prowess, those are attractive prospects for Bellator, but also for any organization. And you know, you have to think that if he improves to 5-0-1, he could very soon be fighting, you know, in the UFC. Flying the Moldovan flag there.
To the
we have it. Alexander Lindgren at a Västerås Fight Club in Karlstad, Sweden, makes the walk to the cage for this welterweight matchup.
And one thing, Lindgren is a very dangerous striker. He's massive for the welterweight division. Västerås Fight Club has produced excellent fighters, like we saw in previous cage, Alexander Lav, who was successful against Finnish Rasul Kataev in the fight. So great fighters, great team, and a very highly touted prospect out of Sweden. And one thing that stands out to me in Lindgren is when they offered him Konstantin Gnusaryov, undefeated 4-0, excellent wrestler, they were like, yeah, bring him on. Like, no, zero doubt, zero. Yep. He is ready, and his team really believes in him.
Yeah, and he looks it as he walks to the cage tonight. He didn't look stressed. He looked happy. He looked pleased. He looked ready to go. And you know, he does have dangerous front chokes. He is athletic in his own right. You know, quite a specimen there. And he does look to be the much bigger fighter here tonight. So I'm curious to see what happens with Gnusaryov's shot when he shoots in and that front choke is there.
Definitely. This is one of the fights that I've been looking forward to most. Two very high-level international prospects, very hyped in their own right, going against each other here in cage.
Yeah, absolutely. Fascinating matchup. And when we go to the tail of the tape, here immediately what stands out is the reach advantage and the height advantage that Alexander Lindgren has. I mean, the physicality of Lindgren on full display. He does appear to be the much bigger fighter.
In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 4 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. Weighing 76.7 kilos from Moldova, Konstantin Gnusaryov! Fighting out the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 2 wins and 1 loss, weighing 77.6 kilos from Sweden, Alexander Lindgren!
A grin on the face of Lindgren earlier as they called his name out, and a hell of a catchy song. I'm feeling that same vibe. This is gonna be an exciting welterweight matchup. Mika Sinkkonen, our referee in charge of the action, as we get underway in this first round. Gnusaryov, Lindgren, round 1, here we go. Fight! Ooh, all action early. The shot comes, but there is that choke.
Well, Lindgren, no, he loses the grip. Good shot from Gnusaryov, but you could see Lindgren going right away for that front choke. And this is the thing that I thought this matchup would go. Lindgren wants to keep it standing, use his offensive striking, and he started very fast. And then Gnusaryov wants to use his wrestling, dominant ground and pound, and keep it on the mat or against the fence. But the big question in my head was, how will Lindgren's aggressive front headlock game work? And he was like trying to get it right away, but now once Gnusaryov is on top, Lindgren will really have to work to get back on his feet.
Yeah, absolutely. And Gnusaryov does have incredible wrestling credentials from what I gather. This is a tough spot to be in with such powerful ground and pound. Let's see if Lindgren is able to get it back to the feet.
Gnusaryov is doing very well pushing Lindgren's head on the corner of the cage, because when your head is up like that against, your head and your neck is up like that against the cage, you can't really lift your hips or bump, so it kills all the triangles, omoplatas, arm bars from the bottom when you smash the guard player against like that against the cage.
Very good information to have. Also, you know, if one of the defenses that Lindgren is thinking of for that shot from Gnusaryov, if it is that front choke, that gets harder as the fight goes on, right? Sweat plays a factor.
Yes, definitely.
Oh! Hard shots from the top.
Vicious elbows from Gnusaryov. Very aggressive ground and pound. I don't remember seeing him like this before. And he's sliding straight towards the mount. Now Lindgren has the underhook, so he could have a chance to bump a little bit and try to get back on his feet. And he's trying to turn, but I think the pressure of Gnusaryov looks just...
Lindgren slowly struggling to the feet, eats a knee up. Eats a knee on the way up. But he is indeed up. And now pressuring Gnusaryov up against the cage.
He's locking up his hands, engaging in the clinch.
Oh, tripped right back to the mat, and it looked hard.
I'm surprised Lindgren is exchanging in the wrestling department a little bit, or at least in the grappling.
Right. Perhaps just looking to make a safer exit to the feet.
Or at least control Gnusaryov, because that was a very wild start in the ground and pound, but vicious from the Moldovan.
Very good head pressure here, though. But once again, the Moldovan just tosses him to the mat. And once again, Lindgren reverses. A lot of good scrambles here. This is exhausting, though. Lindgren takes the back of Gnusaryov, goes to work with some knees.
There is a chance that Lindgren is he's trusting his physical conditioning very a lot, and he's just trying to make it a dog fight by engaging in the grappling, engaging in clinch fighting, just trying to make Gnusaryov tired. The big problem is, yes, those big throws do make you more tired and spend a lot of energy, but also if you have wrestled for all your life, that gives you very good conditioning when it comes to wrestling and doing those big throws.
Yeah, and I mean, from a relative perspective, it doesn't seem like that took all that much energy from Gnusaryov, to my eye.
Yeah, but
he dumped him technically.
Yeah, technically not, but it does take a maximum effort. Even if you have a good technique or something, you still have to explode to the throw.
Yeah, I would guess he's done this quite a bit. Lindgren perhaps looking for another front choke here of some kind. Those were clean to the body, those knees from Gnusaryov, at least to my eye. Gnusaryov puts on a brutal pace with that wrestling. Oh, looks like an elbow might have snuck through there for Lindgren. Gnusaryov covering up as that round ends.
Gnusaryov started very fast, but I think it was Lindgren who is pushing the pace. Even though he's losing the most of the grappling exchanges, by getting taken down and right away scrambling, right away initiating the scramble, putting on the pressure, he's making it a dogfight. And now when you see those two sit in their corner, Gnusaryov is taking a few deep breaths. I think he started maybe a bit too fast, and he needs to focus a little bit more on the ground control in the second round.
Yeah, as I look at these two fighters on the stool, I have to think that Lindgren, perhaps a bit fresher. He does have, a very distinct physicality about him, and that was on display here in continuously getting back up and making Gnusaryov return him to the mat, and that takes a lot of energy. Exciting, rapid pace with the grappling there. A lot of scrambles, a lot of mat returns. I liked it. Start of the second stanza. Lindgren once again throwing leather.
Gnusaryov looks to... I think with Gnusaryov, is more tired than we thought, because looking like that, that was not a slip. That was, he just fell onto the bottom.
That's not a good spot to be in for sure. Not this early in the round, you know, right there near the center of the cage with a guy as big as Lindgren on top of you.
Lindgren is a little bit high, so Gnusariev will probably get the top position out of this once he pops his head out of that half crucifix. But Lindgren might be setting up, you have a chance, if he can sneak his right arm over the head and through to the armpit, he has a chance to go for a front headlock position again.
Lindgren returns to the feet, looks a little cut there. And now the takedown doesn't seem so effective. The takedown attempt, rather. Gnusariev forced to exit when he doesn't get it there. Goes for another attempt. Lindgren uses that physicality
this is gonna
to shut
turn
him
into
off.
a very interesting fight. If this was Lindgren's game plan, it was very, very well planned. Because Gnusariev seems exhausted, and Lindgren really has a chance to make something happen in the second round.
Good top pressure moves immediately to mount. Oh. This is not where you want to be if you're Gnusariev. Big elbows here. Oh, and that one snuck through. I think this is the beginning of the end, Alexi.
That is looking very bad. Those are vicious elbows. Taking the back. Oh, but Gnusariev might be, no. Excellent turn, excellent return to the position by Lindgren. And now the ground and pound is gonna come. I think this fight is going to be stopped very soon.
Lindgren puts him where he wants him and rains down elbows. One snuck in there on the ear, and that's it. The referee has seen enough.
Absolutely beautiful performance by Alexander Lindgren of Vassar's Fight Club.
Lindgren takes the undefeated record. No, snatches the undefeated record from Konstantin Gnusariev. Beautiful performance. Well executed plan. Spectacular grappling. Excellent elbows.
There is a reason why the Vassar's Fight Club and Sweden are so confident in Alexander Lindgren, even in taking on a beast like Konstantin Gnusariev. Man, that was a beautiful performance, and it showed that the hype is definitely real.
There you have it. Lindgren improves to 3-1 with a phenomenal performance. Let's take a look at the replay here. Not scared of those clashes, but it looks almost like a guard pull there from Gnusariev. I think he was just exhausted at that point.
Agreed. After a performance like that, I would not mind seeing Alexander Lindgren enter the cage in Helsinki one more time.
Oh, I would love that. Phenomenal performance, very fun to watch. Who would you pit him up against at welterweight?
Well, Mikko Ahmala just put on a nice performance against Joachim Tollefsen. So both guys snatched on a great win. I think it would be a very interesting matchup. Ahmala is also tall, like Lindgren, so that would be a fun fight to see.
Ahmala versus Lindgren would indeed be a fun fight to see. Maybe tweet your support for that one at Cage MMA Finland, see if we can get that made. Now for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Sinkkonen has gone to stop this fight after 2 minutes and 20 seconds of the second round. Winner by TKO, Alexander Lindgren!
Lindgren with a beautiful performance, beautiful victory, and a good show of respect to the teammates of Konstantin Gnusariev. Now let's hear what he has to say in the interview.
Alexander, great fight over a talented fighter. How did it feel?
It feels great. It's indescribable. Best feeling ever to get a finish. Best feeling ever.
What kind of plan did you have against the tough fighter?
I for sure thought he was going to shoot and try to grapple since he's a really good wrestler. So we thought there would be a lot of clinch work, a lot of work on the canvas and maybe attack from the bottom. Luckily now I managed to reverse it and do the damage from top as well. So.
Yeah, it went back and forth many times on the ground and all the time. It was really active fighting for the both of you. Congratulations, that was a great victory.
Thank you so much. Can I say something? Katta, jag älskar dig, vi ses imorgon.
Alexander Ilgren!
Said a very little bit of something. You know, what I found very fascinating there, Alexei, was that wasn't the game plan. He said the game plan was to work from the bottom, find his way back up, but instead he showed incredible fundamentals and excellent wrestling, and just continuously did exactly what was necessary to get Nusariyov off of him and return to a position that he could control.
That's a fantastic performance. Whatever the game plan was, beautiful fight, and I want Alexander Lindgren again inside the cage.
Absolutely. One of the more exciting matchups. Now we will go to another intermission, and you get to enjoy Cage's time.
Ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the blue corner, Pata Robocop Robakitse! Hyvät naiset ja herrat, Edward Bad Teddy Bear Walls! Ladies and gentlemen, winner by knockout, Edward Walls! Hyvät naiset ja herrat, Claudio Beccani.
Trust me, it makes sense. I'm glad.
Hän on voittanut 4 otteluaan ja hävinnyt vain 1. Tuukka Repo. Winner by knockout, Tuukka Repo. Toni Lampinen. Hän edustaa Primus Fight-tiimiä. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, Patrik Pietilä. Hei! voittaja Toni Lampinen. From Brazil, Kainan Bahia Krusevski. Hyvät naiset ja herrat, Aleksi Mäntykivi! Winner by knockout, Aleksi Mäntykivi! Ladies and gentlemen, fighter of the bull corner, Manolo Schianna. Hyvä yleisö, Edward Walls.
Fight!
Guarda opposta, guarda opposta.
And gentlemen, winner by knockout, Edward Walls!
You are about to experience the cage.
Ja tääkin tiukka ottelu, todella tiukka ottelu. Hieno voitto.
Kyllä.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. All of us in the Cage organization want to show our sympathy for the people of Ukraine who have been suffering under the ruthless attack of the Russian Federation. During this unjustified and inhuman invasion, the Russian army has killed and wounded thousands of Ukrainians. Many of them civilians who have only tried to survive amidst the horrors of the ongoing war. Europe is now flooded with the Ukrainian refugees who have been forced to leave their homes in Ukraine. These people need our help now. Cage organization stands with Ukraine and encourages everyone to support and help Ukraine in every way we can. It's also important to say, stay united and declare that Europe will not tolerate this kind of injustice. The war in Ukraine must stop. Thank you. Hyvä yleisö, palaamme taas otteluiden pariin ja tässä kohtaa haluan jälleen muistuttaa teitä, että seuraava Cage-otteluilta otellaan syyskuun 3. päivä täällä Helsingin kulttuuritalolla. Ja nuo liput tuohon tapahtumaan ovat jo myynnissä osoitteessa lippu.fi. Käykähän sieltä varaamassa itselleen paras mahdollinen paikka tuohon huikeaan tapahtumaan. The two remaining fights are our co-main event and our main event of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the co-main event of the evening. This fight is brought to you by Origos. Tämän ottelun tarjoaa Origos painamalla parasta.
The 31-year-old Estonian Sten, the gentleman Saaremaa, is a relentless grinder and a cardio machine. Saaremäe's biggest weapons are his crisp boxing, wrestling, fight IQ, and ability to create effective game plans and successfully execute them.
Võitlejana olen ma vastupidav ja jäärapäine. Ma eelistan oma matšidest püstivõitlust, kuid maadlus ei ole minu jaoks kuidagi võõras.
The 38-year-old Swedish-Chilean Fernando El Toro Flores is a true all-around veteran of the sport with experience ranging over 10 years of fighting. Flores is an excellent grappler with effective takedowns and an aggressive fighting style.
Som fighter är jag en fighter som verkligen ger allt och vi vill vinna. Och den här matchen kommer utspela sig samma sak. Jag är här för att vinna mot Sten. Min motståndare är en väldigt bra alltså en stand-up kille och jag tänker att det här blir en underhållande match med mycket teknik och med fartfyllda kombinationer.
Minu vastane tundub olevat väga tore tüüp Rootsist. Ma tean, et tal on suur perekond ja isegi sel laupäeval on ta ühel pojal sünnipäev. Ma soovin talle edu matšiks ja kohtume puuris. Oma vastasest olen ma kindlasti parem püstivõitluses, kuid ma näen, et ka maadlusolukorrad suudan ma kindlasti pöörata enda kasuks.
Jag ser mig själv bättre än Sten att jag har mycket erfarenhet och jag är en fighter som kan ta fighten på olika ställen och där jag har sett det finns lite luckor. Hur matchen kommer gå vet jag inte riktigt än, men det enda jag kan säga är att min hand kommer vara den segrande ur den här striden och det kommer vara en fight.
Ma arvan, et see matš lõpeb enne matši lõpukella ja mina väljun sellest matšist võitjana.
Both fighters are true warriors with endless seeming gas tanks, never given attitudes, and all-around grinding skills. Here we go! Sten Saaremaa versus Fernando Flores.
Tämä ottelu käydään painoluokassa 65,8 kiloa. Our referee judge of the octagon in this featherweight fight is Asse Hokkanen. To the blue corner, Fernando Flores!
intermission, and what a hell of a way to be welcomed back from intermission. We have Fernando Flores making the walk to the blue corner tonight. The number 4 ranked in Northern Europe, Alexi, the one and only Alexi Toivonen, is here with me. What an exciting matchup.
I'm very excited for this fight. Flores is an absolute grinder. Pressure for days, walks forward, throws heavy puncher, decent wrestling, but he can go for the shot to the legs constantly again and again and again until he gets the takedown, gets top position, and also has a dangerous Darce choke game.
Relentless pacing, you know, he comes in incredible shape. The man is an adrenaline junkie, just furiously interested in challenging himself and putting himself in, you know, brutal sometimes situations, including, for instance, in some of his last fights. Even despite having, you know, the grappling acumen, he wants to swing, he wants to just go wild.
And everything, the whole fight weeks, and even in this moment, you can see he's living for this stuff. He's really enjoying fighting. That's what he wants to do, and that's why he is still competing and proving that he's one of the top fighters in the Nordics.
Yeah, number 4 in the Nordics, that is nothing to scoff at. But he's going to have his hands absolutely full tonight when the gentleman Sten Saarinen makes his walk to the cage.
To the red corner, Sten Saarinen!
Gentleman Sten Saarinen makes the walk to the cage, to the red corner, bearing the Estonian flag on his shoulders. The number 9 ranked, if I'm not mistaken, fighter in Northern Europe at his weight class. This is an impeccable matchup. You have the gentleman versus a wild man, and I could not be more excited. Saarinen has fantastic boxing skills.
And
very underrated.
Sten is a massive crowd favorite here at Cage and in Finland overall, kind of like an adopted Finn. He fought a lot of Finnish fighters, made his way all the way to Cage main event, became a massive crowd favorite, and nowadays represents O3 Fight Team, which is a Finnish-led professional team. So he's very tightly connected to Finland and to Cage, and he's an excellent boxer, can grind, cardio for days. This is a very, very intriguing fight that he's fighting. Even though he's coming off the 2 tight split decision losses, he's fighting up the rankings against Fernando Flores.
Absolutely, and you know, those were razor thin, very close and contentious decisions. So if things had gone slightly differently, he might be making the walk 8-1 to the UFC octagon. Here we have the tail of the tape and a noticeable 13-centimeter reach advantage for the gentleman Sten Saarinen, who comes in at 7 years the junior of Fernando Flores. As I mentioned, 6'3" record for Sten Saarinen to 9-9 of Fernando Flores, but if it had been just a little bit different on either of those 2 nights, we might be seeing a very different record for Sten Saarinen, who represents O3 Fight Team here tonight.
In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 9 wins and 9 losses, weighing 66.1 kilos. From Sweden, Fernando El Toro Flores! Fighting out the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 6 wins and 3 losses, weighing 66.1 kilos, representing 03 Fight Team from Estonia, Sten the Gentleman!
Listen to that crowd roar for Sten Sarime. I know a thing or two about being an adopted Finn, and I can tell you, he's definitely amping that crowd up.
Protect yourself at all times. Okay, you can still touch up.
And you know, it's hard, Alexei, not to like El Toro. The style, the flair, the aggression, hell of a fighter. This is a hell of a matchup.
Agreed.
Ready, fight!
Quick touch of gloves, and these two are already into the action. Hard jabs from both men exchanged, and a leg kick lands there early for Sten Sarime. Brutal one return from Flores. This pace is already blistering. Oh, hard right hand lands from Flores. Sarime looking at low kick early.
Yeah, Sten is constantly going for the calf kick, and those are the kind of attacks that pay dividends later on in the fight. But Flores is pushing forward very well, very aggressive with his punching early on.
Just missed with that big overhand right. You're gonna want to see Sarime work that lead leg, I would think, with those low calf kicks in order to avoid those heavy punches landing from Flores. Am I wrong here?
No, you're completely right. Sten needs to react when he's leaving his lead hand hanging when Flores swings that right hand. He needs to get that hand up while he's circling to the power, or circle away from the power hand.
Yeah, circling towards that power hand is very dangerous. Has me a little bit concerned here. Flores swinging leather. Furious punches. That's horrifying. Sarime gets that leg caught, but catches him on the chin with one or two clean ones. Oh, man. Short punches there, but staying busy. Sarime going to work with that jab. And a right hand of his own. Good hard calf kick. Ooh, and again. Can't eat too many of those.
Yeah, definitely. Even though they might not look a lot now, but once you keep landing those like round after round, they'll definitely make it harder to put your weight on the lead leg. So it makes it harder for the shots or even to throw power punches.
Yep. Sarime is unfazed by the humongous shots that Flores has been throwing at him, and that's impressive. You know,
even Flores, that landed on the shoulder, but even if Flores is wild, he's pushing forward very well and punching from awkward positions.
That uppercut, I think, gave Flores pause. Oh, big winging punch from Flores as well. The pace appears, though, to have slowed. That output, you haven't seen so many of those big shots from Flores, just as he just blasts forward with a good kick to the body. That jab going to work on the face of Sarime. Flores pushing forward, wanting to make this a war, and doing a fantastic job of it early. Ooh, hard leg kick lands.
As expected, both guys are throwing a lot of volume, like very high paced. Oh, good uppercut from Sten.
Fantastic,
and
and
again.
another. It looked like Sarime faked with some kind of touch to the leg there, as if it were going to take him down and then blast him with that uppercut. Good jab there and a hard kick from Flores. Oh, what a fight. Short time left here in round one. These two have been all action here tonight. Good right hand snuck in there from Sarime.
I think Sten has gotten the timing a little bit of at least the big right hand from Flores, or Flores hasn't thrown it that much. But I haven't seen the big landings that we had in the beginning. Both guys are throwing the jab. I would like to see either one like move the head a little bit to the side when going in with the jab, because they're landing a lot at the same time, and it's an easy, not easy, but it's an opportunity to capitalize.
Sten definitely appears to be, defensively sound there, keeping those elbows in tight to the body and keeping those hands up. You need it, because you cannot take big shots like that from Fernando Flores. Too dangerous, too fast, too strong.
Steve, who would you give the first round to?
I give that one to the fans, because that was a hell of a war, and I want more, and I want more now. I can't even wait the full minute. My heart's pounding.
Both guys landed good shots.
Heart rate up.
You have a monitor on you?
Yeah, of course I do.
Damn.
Sitting at 74.
That's some professional level commentating. 60. But both guys landed good shots. I think I'd have to give Flores a slight edge in the round, especially with the early aggression and landing a little bit heavier.
He did land heavy, but those uppercuts from Sten, they were sneaky. And I think one of them really did give a little taste of metal in the mouth of Fernando Flores. But fantastic fight. And I want more now. Good thing round 2 starts right this minute. Sarime putting on a good pace. Fernando Flores just blazing forward. This is fantastic. Good right hand sneaks through.
Sten has landed 2 crisp right hands at the beginning of this round.
Flores with the takedown, able to get the legs, get his hands together, trying to put Sarime all the way to the mat. Let's see if he's able to. Sarime going to work, man. Legs elevated, doesn't care. Oh, good shot over the shoulder.
Sten is doing the right thing, getting the elbow in. Now he should turn his back against the cage and stand all the way up to break the lock of Fernando Flores.
That nickname, El Toro, is well earned. He just blasts forward, throwing everything in the kitchen sink. Those shots over the shoulder are loud. I don't know if they're hitting clean, but that doesn't sound so fun.
Okay.
Bit of a stalemate here, but it's up to Sten to improve the position for sure. Alexei, what would you like to see him do here?
I think he needs to break the lock. Flores is really well now. Well, now Sten got his hands free, but he needs to stand all the way up. He can't stay on one knee here.
Yeah, nor would I want to, because if that left hand decides that it wants to find a place on...
Now Sten is doing the right thing. But like I said, Flores is a dangerous dart stroke game, and he's switching to front headlock, so Sten has to be really careful here. Fight the hands and stand all the way up.
Flores is a very dangerous man. Strong grappler. He puts his striking on display, but very, very good offensively, as you said, with that. He's got the leg, maybe looking for a high crouch.
If he wants to lift, he needs to get his hip a little bit more closer to Sten. Sten was controlling with the shin, and he has the underhook on the opposite side, slapping and trying to maintain the distance. The distance control is key here. If Flores can step his right leg between Sten's leg, he has a lift there. But now, like as you can see, Sten is trying to block the outside leg, and now Flores lets go of the position.
Yeah, but a lot of positional control there, and you got to think that that's important to the judges.
Yes, definitely.
Good jab
If
from
Sten,
Sten.
yes, if Sten wants to win this round, he needs to make something happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Fernando Flores putting on a beautiful performance here, but so is Sten Saarinen. Moving towards the power hand is an interesting strategy. Not necessarily one I might employ. What might be the logic there, Alex?
Nothing. He shouldn't circle to the right hand, especially when Flores is throwing it so aggressively. The only thing I can come up with is if he would try to bait it out. So Flores throws it and then counter attack after. So by circling there, he's baiting Flores to throw. But now Flores is making it a very dirty, like a dog fight. So he's forcing Sten to fight at his pace and forcing all the exchanges. And you can see Sten's movement has slowed.
I think a dogfight though suits Sten Saarinen just fine.
Yeah, but Sten has good timing on his right hand, but
There you see it again.
So and he's landing, but it's not having the desired effect on Flores.
No, Flores has a hell of a chin on him, as you can see already, and Saarinen does too. He takes another big one over the top and forces Flores to the cage. Probably too little, too late in order to try and win that round, though. However. There you have it. Another violent and glorious round in the books.
Yes, action-packed round. Both guys had some parts of success, but I have to give that round to Flores too. I have Flores up 2-0, so Sten really has to make something happen. I think the smart move here would be to completely switch it up and try to go for a takedown on Sten's part. Try to switch it up, break the pace completely, go for a takedown, and try to capitalize on the grappling exchanges. Because even when he's landing on Flores, he's not getting the effect that he needs to sway the judges or to finish the fight.
Right. Saarinen, to my understanding, is a purple belt, if I'm not mistaken, in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I wonder, how does his grappling acumen stack up against that of Fernando Flores? If you take him down and you're 2 rounds down, it might not be enough if you can't get him out of there.
Sten is a decent wrestler. He has good takedowns. He has out-grappled Ville Monkinen, who we saw previously.
Sure.
So Sten has a strong grappling game. It may not be his best game, but he can definitely go to that.
Absolutely, but if he's not able to submit Flores, and he could very well be down 2 rounds,
Yeah, the other chance is, like you said, the uppercut is landing beautifully to sneak that in and try to get a finish, try to get a knockout.
A dangerous plan, but a plan nonetheless.
But he needs to do something to change the pace of this fight.
Unquestionably.
The calf kick, he's landing beautifully, but same thing, not the desired effect.
Ooh, hard kick to the body there. Looks to land for Fernando Flores. Fernando Flores, once more, El Toro's him to the cage.
Yeah, he got his hands connected.
Drags him down. Looking to lock up those legs. Saarinen not having it. Saarinen able to get a little bit of distance, see if he can go back to work with his boxing. Fighting with urgency.
Oh, great right hand.
Nails him with that right hand, absolutely. Oh, and again. But Fernando Flores, nothing lost in the eyes there. Still just as crisp, just as focused. Flores likes that overhand right. Looks like that kick landed on the knee to me, but Can't quite be sure. Huge winging punch there.
And you can hear Sten's corner. Even my Estonian is not the best, but you can still hear Sten's corner yelling to put the hand up when Flores throws the looping right hand.
It's that elbow guard a little bit there. You know, this. Oh.
Good counter from Sten.
And another shot. Takes him to the fence, dumps him down. One half down, one half left to go in this third and final round of our co-main event of the evening. All action here through the first 2 rounds and most of this third between Sten Sarime and Fernando Flores. Oh, big shot there. Fernando Flores just doesn't stop throwing big shots.
Yeah, and he can take a punch.
Yeah.
Sten has landed a bunch of beautiful uppercuts, intercepting jabs, but to no effect. Like Flores just keeps coming forward, standing there like a bull, El Toro.
Yeah, those intercepting jabs and those uppercuts have both been beautiful, but you know, probably not enough to take any of these 3 rounds yet. Oh. That one looked to maybe have unfocused the eyes a little bit. Sten going offensive with the grappling now.
I think with 1 minute left, Sten might need a finish here, so might be a mistake to engage in a clinch with 1 minute left.
I would agree with that assessment, Alex. Maybe a break and an elbow over the top.
Yeah, Sten needs to disengage and throw. Try to get the finish.
Yeah.
Try to go for a knockout.
You put that much more eloquently. That front headlock position. Flores drags him to the mat.
I think Flores is going for an anaconda. At least he has the grip. Well, we'll see if he has the energy to actually try and pull this off.
And I just saw a drop of blood hit the mat, I think. Which is not something you want to see if you're Sarime. Looking down at the mat, feeling tired, and seeing drops of your own blood hit the canvas. And there you have it, 3 action-packed rounds between Sten Sarime and Fernando Flores. 2 fighters in the top 10 of Northern Europe. Fernando Flores, number 4, El Toro, really applied some blistering big shots and a lot of pressure. Sarime cracked with those intercepting jabs and those gorgeous right uppercuts.
And look at the respect between the 2 athletes.
Of course. I mean, 2 of the best in their region to do it. Nothing but love and respect between these 2, and you love to see it because that was a hell of a fight.
As always with Sten Sarime, every time the man steps in the cage, it's all action-packed.
Same thing with Flores, you know, he belts out brutal shots, and look at him dancing. Just a fantastic matchmaking. Sarime drapes his country's cloth over his shoulders. Nothing to be ashamed about in that performance for either man.
Check it out, I'm the CAXN, the OVA, and the rest is FLY. You see, I go by the code that they got the mix. These beats, I'll tell you why. You see, I'm 6'1" and I'm Jones, I'm and I guess you a G. You see, I got more clothes than Muhammad Ali, and I
both guys can't help but dance to this song. Oh, and now we got ourselves a dance off. As stated before, these guys have cardio for days, so if you can dance after 3 rounds like that, what can't you do?
Hey, I'm tired just watching them dance, like, let alone the fight.
They're taking a long time with the decision.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, look, there are arguments to be made that Sten snuck in that first round, and perhaps even that last. I mean, it's tough. A draw would, you know, be merited. I don't know. What do you think?
In my eyes, I gave it to Flores. I think third round, Sten landed the crisper and sharper shots, so I think there is an argument there, but we'll see. I'm not a judge.
Yeah,
I'm not a judge, bro.
Yeah. We can judge it this way. It was good for the fans.
100%.
100%.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we have the judges' scorecard for the decision. The first referee scored the fight 29-28 Saaremäe. The second judge scored the fight 27-30 Flores. Third judge scored the fight 28-29, and winner by split decision, Fernando El Toro Flores!
I think that was a 30-27 scorecard, slightly misread, but yeah, fantastic fight and incredible performance from both guys. I will never not watch when either of these two men enters the cage.
Agreed. A tough third split decision in a row for Sten Saaremäe, so he really needs to make some changes during the summer, but I still hope we get to see him maybe in September or November at the cage again, because he does put on an exciting fight every single time he enters the cage.
And he only drops very close decisions. Let's hear what Fernando Flores has to say about his performance here tonight.
Fernando, congratulations, that was a tough one. 3 full rounds, that victory is yours.
Yeah, it feels amazing. Thank you, Helsinki, for all the love I got from here. I feel so proud to be here and can fight for you. It's for a sportman and for a father, just show the sport what it's all about. And Sten is a very classy opponent, and we talked, and I told him this is what the sport is all about. Respect.
Exactly. I totally agree with you. That was an explosive stand-up fight and between two really talented and great fighters. And Sten seemed to use the reach and the distance against you, but you still kept going. How did it feel?
I feel very good. You know, before the fight, I prepare in my head with my family, situation in life, where I am at the sport now, that I can overshoot people that don't believe in me, that I can be here. Now in Helsinki, as a main event, co-main event, I'm here showing my sport and for Umeå. Thank you.
We believe in you. Congratulations.
Kiitos, everybody.
Fernando Flores.
Fernando Flores made Umeå proud tonight. Absolutely fantastic performance. Very, very game fighter. And honestly, just a pleasure to watch. The guy can crack. He throws heavy leather. And Saaremäe put on a hell of a performance as well. Fantastic matchmaking yet again.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. This fight is brought to you by Precis, film, photo, and advertising.
The 28-year-old Helsinki-born native of Finland, Tuomas "The Train" Grönvall, is an extremely powerful submission wrestling specialist with unstoppable takedowns and dangerous guillotine and dart chokes. He has never been finished and has a 63% stoppage rate.
Mä oon vapauttelijana tosi vahva, aggressiivinen. Mä käyn päälle kuin veturi.
The 37-year-old Kostadin fighter of light Enev, fighting out of Rus, Bulgaria, is a powerhouse and seasoned Muay Thai fighter that has become a submission specialist with 8 submission victories on his resume. Enev's biggest weapons, in addition to chokes, are his Bulgarian-style wrestling, striking, and mental toughness. Enev has a 75% stoppage rate.
Определям се като страйкър, защото първият ми спорт, с който съм започнал, е кикбокс. Знам, че е много добър боец, с много добра борба и много хубава издръжливост.
Se on semmonen väkivahva bulgarialainen sambomestari. Ihan lyö kovaa, skrämplää kovaa painitilanteessa. Kova ukko. Mä oon parempi painissa ja mun mattopeli on paljon vaarallisempi kuin Kostadin.
Аз мисля, че съм по-добър боец в стойка. Тренирах много и се подготвих за този двубой и планирам да го спечеля. Обичам всичко в този спорт. Обичам адреналина, който ми носи, и напрежението, което изпитвам по време на битки.
Vapaa-ottelussa eniten mä rakastan voittamista ja tämänkin mä tuun voittaa.
Will this be another victorious step on unstoppable Grönvall's way to the top, or will powerful and experienced Enev be able to steal Grönvall's momentum? Here we go! Tuomas Grönvall versus Kostadin Enev.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the House of Culture in Helsinki, Finland, this is the main event of the night. Hyvä yleisö, on aika illan pääottelun. Illan pääottelu käydään painoluokassa 61,2 kiloa. Our referee in charge of the octagon in this bantamweight fight is Mikko Aaltonen. To the blue corner, Kostadin Enev!
Here we have it, the first half of our main event matchup. Kostadin Enev makes the walk to the blue corner here at the House of Culture in the jewel of the crown of the Republic of Finland, Helsinki. Incredible. Cannot wait for this.
Kostadin Enev, very experienced, true veteran of the European fight game. Still trying to prove that he has what it takes to compete against the best of North Europe. Combat Sambo experience, excellent kickboxer, and that was his first sport. He started with kickboxing, and with all the years in combat sports, you can see, even when he shadow boxes, you can see the looseness of his shoulders and the power in his punches.
Absolutely, and that combat sambo background, you know, 12-8 record is a lot of experience, but who knows how much combat sambo experience he's got as well.
And kickboxing.
And kickboxing, very, very experienced fighter. And you know, Gronvall has basically as many fights as Kostadin has wins.
To the red corner, Tuomas Granvall!
Yes, that's one. The train Gronvall pushing onward, keeping that momentum rolling as he moves to the cage. Tonight, he'll look to keep that momentum going with another victory over the dangerous Kostadin Nenev. Gronvall, incredibly physically strong grappler. Fantastic takedowns and an excellent guillotine choke.
It will not be a surprise what Tuomas wants to do in this fight. He wants to grab Nenev, put him on his back, and then maul him and look for the neck.
And he does that quite often.
Yes, exactly. That is Tuomas Grönvall in every single fight, and he will do it. He will try to do it for the full 15 minutes.
Absolutely. You see him here. Behind him is his coach and longtime mentor, Mikael Silander, former M1 title challenger.
And Cage Warriors title challenger.
Cage Warriors title challenger.
One of the most experienced professional fighters in Finland, in the Nordics, and one of the pioneers of the flyweight division in the whole of Europe.
Absolutely.
Tuomas Veturi Grönvall!
Good show of respect here. Grönvall in excellent condition here tonight, it looks like.
And getting a massive ovation from the Finnish crowd at the House of Culture.
Now we have the tail of the tape. You see 8 years. The senior of Tuomas Grönvall is Kostadin Nenev, and an experience advantage to be sure. Very slight advantage about the reach and height as well.
In the blue corner, fighter with a professional record of 12 wins and 8 losses, weighing 61.6 kilos from Bulgaria, Kostadin, fighter of life, Enev! In the red corner, fighter with a professional record of 8 wins, 4 losses and 1 draw, weighing 61.6 kilos, representing 0-3 fight team, fighting out of Helsinki, Finland, Tuomas the Train Grönvall!
Very tense, these two fighters meet in the center. Listen to my commands. Stop slowing down, everyone. Rico Aaltonen in charge of the action here tonight. Round 1 set to begin in our bantamweight main event of the evening. Fighters are ready. We are ready. Grönvall keeping that guard high early. Pressuring forward, inch by inch, as is his style. First takedown attempt of the evening, and he's bearing down on Enev. Very nearly takes the back there.
And this is where you can really see the power of Grönvall. Just the pressure and the twist he puts on the torso once he gets his hands locked.
Yeah, and I mean, physically, when you look at him, the size of his back, you know, shoulder to shoulder, that wingspan might not be too long, but shoulder to shoulder, incredibly broad. There's a lot of power there. Enev using relatively peculiar grip to try and ensure he's not taken down there. But Grönvall takes the back and dumps him. Oh, big slam!
Excellent takedown by Grönvall.
This crowd going wild as Grönvall tosses the Bulgarian Konstantin Enev to the mat.
And that shows you the power. Once he gets the hips under, you are going on a ride.
Yeah, that's one train I am not too keen to hop aboard.
Now I'm interested to see what Tuomas brings on the ground game. Last time when he was fighting against Lucas Pereira, who is extremely physically strong fighter, Tuomas was able to still control him, but he had a hard time landing any major strikes on the ground. And Tuomas has worked on his ground and pound, and again, he has a great offensive guillotine, but worked on his ground striking for this fight a lot. So I'm very eager to see if he's going to improve to a dominant position as he's trying, or whether he'll focus more. Oh, he has his hands together.
Excellent guillotine choke, so perhaps. Nope. Just absolutely bearing down on Enev there.
Good defense from Enev, and good. He worked his way back up very well.
Yeah, that in itself is quite an accomplishment.
Yes, it shows you the experience he has.
Right. And now looking for a takedown of his own. Grönvall, however, flips the switch.
Yes, that might have been a bit of a mistake from Enev's part to engage in the wrestling with Grönvall, especially since he should have the striking advantage over Tuomas.
This crowd absolutely roaring. Grönvall applying a lot of pressure here. Not too much in the way of offensive output, however.
As I would like to see Grönvall, yes, he has a good cage control. You see Enev is not going anywhere, at least of yet, in these positions. But I would like to see Tuomas pepper the knees to the body, to the thighs, like be a little bit more active, get the opponent to react, and then clasp your hands together and finish with the takedown.
Right. A bit more attrition here. This war of attrition.
And gets a second takedown. 1 minute left.
Yeah, this is largely one-way traffic here. As is the case often. Grönvall, excellent pressure.
Now when Enev turns, Tuomas has a chance to get the back. Or if he falls, now Tuomas is going for the cross wrist. If he can push Enev down here, he has a chance to ground and pound. He gets both hooks in.
Perhaps looking for a rear naked choke. Doesn't have it under the chin, but put a little pressure there and a little steam on that left hand as he smacks it up against the face of Konstantin Enev. Submission attempt late in the round. not much time to work there. But maybe there's a psychological victory there in letting NF know, hey, if I want it, I can get it.
And at least it's extremely uncomfortable when someone with Grönvall strength is squeezing your face and twisting your neck. So.
Absolutely.
Apollo Live Club toimii Cage-otteluiltojen virallisena jatkopaikkana. Cage pääsylipulla ilmainen sisäänpääsy koko
to be in
illan.
when you have someone that strong as well on your back, riding you, and decides, hey, I feel like I just want to crank your neck a little bit, just to let you know.
That round was very Thomas Grönvall-like.
Yes.
Like excellent top control. He had a few, like here, had his hands together, had a chance to go for maybe a Darce or a Japanese necktie.
Yeah.
But good, NF really showed his experience, like staying calm in all these positions that he was in real danger, and then played it off cool. And now second round on their feet again.
Yeah, he's an absolute veteran, isn't he? So no surprises there that he maintained composure. You know, I thought it surprising he got elevated and dumped on his head, and he looked chill. He was on the ground like, okay, where do we go from here? Second stanza begins. Front kick thrown for Enev, who on paper is the superior kickboxer. Good kicks here. One to the midsection rips for Enev.
Mikael Selander is yelling from Thomas's corner, just pressure, pressure, pressure. Make him throw and then shoot.
I don't really think you have to tell Tuomas to apply pressure. You know, that's I think that's his default state for the most part.
I think the threat of a takedown when you fight Grönvall is so big. He controls the distance very well. It's hard to land without stepping in very heavy, which gives him the opportunity to drop down for double. Excellent shot by Tuomas, but good defense from Enev. You can really see that it's not the first time he has defended a shot to the legs.
You don't say. This being Enev's 21st fight, no surprises that he's seen his fair share of double leg attempts and is able to make sure that Grönvall doesn't secure that one.
Now Tuomas switches to the single. Yeah, he's gonna get the takedown here. Straight into half guard. And Ev is using this weird face control. I think he's not trying to get damaged or he has a submission that I have no idea of.
Yeah, I've not seen that before. Though I know there are some, potential choke setups you can get despite being on the ground in a position like this. So, of course, you, Alexi the Giant Toivonen, would know a bit better about that than me.
Now Tuomas is he's putting the hand behind the neck and into the armpit, which puts Enev like in a bit of a neck crank position. It gives Tuomas, if he can get that again, a chance to land a few ground and pound and force the back exposure a little bit.
Yeah, I'm no physiotherapist, but it doesn't seem like the head is supposed to bend far forward like that, so probably not the best feeling either.
Now Tuomas has his knee out, so he's in a quarter mount position. And gets the full mount.
Just past the halfway point in the second round of our main event of the evening. I want to remind you all that Cage 55 will be Saturday, the 3rd of September. Join us here at the House of Culture for another exciting night of fights like this one. Excellent opportunity for elbows, yep. Oh,
that was
brutal.
a hard elbow.
Oh, good slicing one there. Dangerous spot to be in when anyone's on top of you, let alone Tuomas Grönvall. Sorry, Alex.
I think Tuomas should push the upper body of Enev down. Every time he goes for that kind of like postures up and goes for a crazy ground and pound like this, Enev has a chance to come up a little bit, so it's hard to land clean. When you push down like this, like Tuomas is doing now, and then you drop the elbow.
Yep, post and elbow, post and elbow.
And now Enev turns and gives the back.
This is not where you want to be. With Tuomas Grönvall on your back.
With 1 minute left to work.
Grönvall relentless with the onslaught. Picks you up, puts you on your back, and begins to just beat down on you. And he does this consistently. This is just
This is his game. This is his game, yes.
Against, I mean, listen, Enev, the reason I bring this to your attention is Enev is no slouch as a wrestler either. He's got fantastic
Definitely
Bulgarian
not.
wrestling.
Yes, and a combat sambo specialist. Like
Yes.
I think he won a Paris Grand Prix or something in combat sambo. And
Grönvall makes it look easy.
yes, very,
oh, Jesus.
very dominant.
Hard shot there. In Grönvall's last fight against Lucas Pereira, it was much more of this. Picked Pereira up, put him on his back, and beat the brakes off of him, all due respect.
Two very dominant rounds for Grönvall. Now, if Enev wants to change this fight and get a win, I think he has to do it early. He has to do it early in round 3.
Enev has a good cast in his eyes, though, still looks very much in this fight.
I think when you're a veteran of the fight game and with that amount of combat sport experience, he knows when to use his energy and when to save his energy, when to explode, when not to explode, which arguably is harder when you have someone like Tuomas Grönvall on top of you and throwing elbows and punches at your face.
Yeah, that's not a place I would ever want to find myself. So, tread lightly and politely. Grönvall. Just dominant wrestling here, though, on display. Fantastic performance from Grönvall thus far. But every fight starts on the feet, and Enev, game as they come, looks to shuck off that takedown attempt and land a right hand there. Goes for the sprawl, but he's up against the cage.
Yeah, now Tuomas has his hands connected again behind Enev's hip. So then it's very hard to push him off, and he can pull you in and close the distance and use the pressure against the cage to inch himself closer.
Now he's got those hands locked.
Tuomas is going for the same takedown as before. As the single leg, steps outside and straight into full mount.
That has got to be just a brutal feeling.
Now I would like to see, once Tuomas gets Enev down, if he can get Enev down without, not that Enev is sitting against the cage, but get him on his side or on his stomach, I would like to see Tuomas use the ground and pound a bit more aggressively still, because he had a lot of success at the end of round 2 with it.
He's cranking that head back once again. Just making this uncomfortable every step of the way. Whether he's throwing elbows or threatening with the choke or on top of you in full mount, he just grinds relentlessly forward. Call for action from the referee there. Enev attempts to spin into the guard of Grönvall, and that does not work.
Now, when they're in this position, Tuomas can get a lot of leverage on his shots with his right hand. because he can wind it all the way back. In ground striking overall, the big issue is you can't push off from the legs, so you can't use your legs and hips the same way that you use when standing. So you have to use your upper body more. You have to rotate.
Spinal torsion.
Yes,
yeah,
you have to rotate to generate a lot more power.
Right.
Otherwise, they're just like basically arm punches, which don't feel nice, but it's not something you're going to finish the fight with.
Well, depends on who's arm punching, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, not able to get that kind of, you know, torso twist in order to leverage big shots when your side is on the mat. You can a bit, but this is a much better position, of course, for Tuomas Grönvall. And a very unfortunate position to be in if you're Kostadin and Ev. Just a grueling amount of control here.
Yes, I mean, honestly, to me, it's starting to look like when it comes to the grappling exchange here and the back control, Enev is just out of his depth. Like, he doesn't know how to escape Grönvall's back control.
Yeah, that doesn't lock in the legs there. Probably doesn't help that. Luckily, he moved away from that position, but there's really not much in the way of a competent attempt at recovery to a standing position. Here you go, he turns, but then Kostadin Enev is unable to escape from Grönvall, which is saying something insane when you consider how much experience Enev has with mixed martial arts, wrestling, combat sambo. It's just a wealth of experience, and Grönvall
just
more
dominating.
or less, exactly,
dominant control,
does precisely what he wants,
and he has been been aggressive with the choke attempts. He has really tried to get the finish, but Enev is very game. Like, he's angling out very well, like from these. Again, Tuomas squeezes, tries to get under the neck, tries to face crank, but Enev is surviving very, very well.
Enev is as tough as they come. That's on full display here. Look at those knees, though, of Grönvall. That's going to not feel so good in the shower.
But
the victory's going to feel pretty good.
That's what I was saying. If the 15 seconds go by, he gets his hand raised at the end. Doesn't really matter if your knees are a bit burned.
Fine, you've convinced me. Oh, and Enev late flips the script and finishes strong.
Yeah, Tuomas was
too late though, I think.
Yeah, Tuomas was going for a last-second arm bar, missed the opportunity. Enev tried to capitalize. Good job, but very, very dominant performance by Tuomas Grönvall.
Yet another dominant performance in a string of dominant performances from Tuomas Grönvall. It looks like the train keeps a-rolling and likely improves to 9-4-1 here tonight. Fantastic display of heart from Kostadin Enev, never out of that fight. Despite the grueling pace that Grönvall puts on, he was as game as they come the whole way through and finished strong.
I really feel Tuomas has come to his own in the last year. Like, he knows where he's strong at, how to win fights. The only thing I'm missing a little bit is the added aggression, the position, add the ground and pound to the positional control. Like, he has good opportunities to land very, very powerful punches and elbows, like he showed at the end of round 2, while still maintaining the control. So that's the only thing I'm missing. But of course, when you're in main event, the level of opposition gets harder and harder. The fights get the level of your opponents gets higher, so it's harder to land the heavy shots. It's harder to land the guillotines, but excellent fight from Grönvall, very dominant control, and the train keeps on rolling.
Yeah, there are no easy matchups at this level, specifically when you're fighting in main events, and to be able to uncork, to be able to dominate with the wrestling that substantially is itself a talking point worth mentioning. But, you know, he did also get off some of those good elbows, some of those good shots. And when you're dealing with a high level of competition, as you mentioned, like, that bears mentioning regardless. We go now to the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 full rounds, we have a decision. Winner by unanimous decision, Tuomas the Train!
No surprises there, largely one-way traffic on behalf of Tuomas the Train Gronvall. The train keeps rolling, the momentum keeps going. Now for the interview with Produkte.
Tuomas, onneksi olkoon, hieno voitto, täyteen aikaan mentiin. Tuntuko missään?
Joo, kyllä se tuntui, kun oli 1,5 viikkoa ollut kipeä, niin sai sitä duunia tehdä.
Miten muuten valmistautuminen meni tähän otteluun?
Siinähän se vähän varvasongelmia tommosia, mutta ei mitään se isompaa.
Niin kattelit, sulla oli teippi jalassa, mutta onko siinä minkälainen vamma?
Siinä on joku nivelvamma, vaurio, mikäli käydään korjauttaa tässä matsin jälkeen.
No nyt pääsee parantelemaan, mutta kerro vähän minkälaisia fiiliksiä tuossa matkan varrella ottelun aikana oli.
Ihan hyvä, että alkoi väsyttää aika perkeleesti, mutta loppuun asti painettiin.
Todella hieno voitto, onneksi olkoon.
Kiitos. Kiitos kaikille, että tulitte katsoa.
Tuomas Grönvall!
Alexi, will you do me the honors?
Tuomas saying he had a little bit of a was not super happy with his performance. Great that he got the win, but he's been sick for a week and a half before this fight. He didn't want to pull out, and also you can see the tape on his foot. So he's apparently waiting for a minor foot surgery. So was not, especially considering not that dominant
Hyvät näistä herrat, seuraava case-ilta numeroltaan 55 otellaan täällä Helsingin kulttuuritalolla.
So very impressive in that regard.
Very impressive in that regard, and a lot of fantastic fights here tonight. Yeah, really, I mean, what can we say besides, wow. You know, Alexander Lindgren's performance, for example, was just absolutely fantastic. I would love to see him back here in the cage. Perhaps, you know, against Mikko Ahmala. We just, fantastic night of fights all around. Sten Sarime puts on an absolute war in his fight against Fernando Flores, who displays beautiful mixed martial arts and that El Toro spirit.
And don't forget, Emil Kurhela of Hope. For this year, the second fight, first fight 33-second knockout, and second fight, first round submission against a 3-1 opponent. Beautiful.
He finishes fights. That's it. Plain
Amazing
and simple.
performance.
Yeah.
I can't wait where that young man is going to go in his career.
Yeah, absolutely. He put on, you know, such a fantastic display of mixed martial arts against a very, very tough opponent, and the sky is the limit for that young man, I think. We want to thank you all for joining us here tonight at Cage 54. I'm Steve Stewart. I'm here with Alexi, the Giant Toivonen, and we'd like to welcome you back September 3rd for another incredible night of fights at Cage 55 here at Helsinki's House of Culture, right here on Viaplay as well. Thank you all. Have a good night.